rusty tuba. She stops at a certain point at your nutsack. Why? Because you have the stink of 10 dead animals. But listen, no worries. You don't need to go to a psychotherapist or a psychiatrist. You need HelloTushy.com. That's what you need. You're saying, Joey, what is that? A portable device that washes your asshole spotless clean. Go to HelloTushy.com and press in.
Church.
And get 10% off. This podcast is also brought to you by the best Lyft class. You understand me? When they pick you up, they got the light in front. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows who they are. Lyft is a ride-sharing company that believes in treating its people better, all right? So do me a favor. If you're considering ride-sharing, go to Lyft.com/Joey today and get a $500 new driver bonus. That's Lyft.com/Joey. And we're going to give you a $500 new driver bonus because Lyft is the way to go. I know you're looking for work. I know you're sitting there like a Mama Luca the going, what am I going to do with my life? Well, in the meantime, before Guns N' Roses picks you up on tour and all that dream you got to make cash. And Lyft got a job for you. Lyft.com. I got a job for you, all right? Plus, you get your own tips. So at the end of the night, bam, there you are. You could go to 7-Eleven and get a pizza or some chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? Lyft.com, press in church, and get a $500 bonus. Restrictions do apply. Hit it, Syatt.
I love Lyft.
Oh, shit. Just when you fucking thought it was safe, cocksuckers. The bunny is dead. The Koreans fucked up. But you got the church, bitches. Monday, April 17th. Oh shit, there you go. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. The church of what's happening now. What's up? Syatt, my main girl. Kate Quigley in the fucking house here.
What's up?
Talking about bringing fucking tuturuts into the office. Next thing you know, she'll have a bikini on. I got a cape on. You know what I'm saying? Who needs that aggravation in their life?
I actually wear capes with my bikinis.
I'm 54. I'd have to call 911.
I wouldn't let you do it. I would do it, and you would do the weed and the acid and the things that you bring.
It's so good. Now, listen, the acid is one of those things you have to do on like a say quoi que quoi type of night. You know
what does that mean?
I don't know what the fuck
Don't
it
ask
means.
any questions.
Say quoi que quoi.
Yeah, it's got to be like one of those nights when you least expect it. You're feeling down. You don't know what your next move is, and you go, Uncle Joey, you know what? Tonight's the night. Break out a fucking sugar cube.
How much is it like the mushrooms? Because I've never done acid. I've only done the mushrooms here.
It's in the same neighborhood. You might see a few things.
It's like when you get into a city and the night, like the neighborhood's nice at the beginning, but the further you drive down the street, it gets a little scary.
Scarier?
Yeah.
That's how the mushrooms
But
work.
we'll give you a little drop, not a big drop. We'll give you a little drop to get the party started, and just check it out from there. You ain't got
A little
no
drop
plans.
for my size. My size
for your
drop.
little size. It's your first time. We can't give you half the bottle. Me and Leah do fucking 2 drops apiece tonight.
I was going to say...
The way I'm feeling. I got radio at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Do you really here? Oh, for the
I gotta
weekend?
go to Ventura, yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I
I
like
love that club. Have you been there yet?
No, it's my first time.
I love it. It's
But
my
I gotta tell you
favorite.
something, man. I fell in love with Levity Live in
I haven't been there.
Nyack.
Yeah.
Nyack, that was a cool fucking joint. Sometimes you want to be on the East Coast, but you don't really want to be on the East Coast. That's the room. That's the room.
the place.
Nobody knows that you're there in Nyack. You could kill somebody 80 times.
Perfect.
And they can't find you in Nyack. You can slip in and out of Nyack. Nobody knows
Murder and
nothing.
leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
murder.
It's great.
You can live in a shack in Nyack and nobody know dick.
I've never been to Nyack.
You got access to the Bronx, White Plains. You can zip in and out. You can get fresh bread. You go to
Fresh
Arthur
bread.
Avenue.
Well, where else can you get that?
You can be right back in Nyack before nobody knows you're missing. You know what I'm saying?
He's already thought out the whole life plan. And
I just saw the people that were coming, and I'd ask them, how far are you? They were going from the Bronx. Really?
And you thought these looked like
I
people
thought it
that
was like 3 hours.
could kill someone and get
No.
away.
Just good American Irish people.
Really?
You know?
I want to go.
Couple Ricans, couple Dominicans, just nice people. Not,
I love the
you don't
East
know
Coast.
nothing crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You belong in the East Coast with a fucking sugar cube. Lee, what's up with you, you fucking savage of death?
I had a great week. I saw Cleo from the Netherlands for the second
That's what I
time.
heard. You went to Vegas. You lost $20.
I won $20, guy.
You won
Finally.
$20.
What's Cleo from the Netherlands?
She's a
She's a
listener of the
church
show.
fucking savage.
Oh.
And I met her. I think
And Lady
4 or 5
J
years ago.
showed up.
Lady J, Stan,
Looking good.
very nice. Stan and his wife invited us into their house. It was great. Larry, of course. It was fun. I love Vegas. I don't know. I've said it 8,000 times. I love everything about Vegas.
Good.
I love Vegas
That's
too.
great. I like Vegas too.
It's
In
fun.
and out.
It's
No,
fun.
You're queen of Vegas. You're like Marilyn Monroe of Vegas.
Hardly.
You walk around, people light your cigarettes. They give you free hotel rooms.
No,
They got
no.
cameras on the rooms. They give you those rooms for free.
Yeah, I get the rooms with the cameras,
Sure.
and I
They
don't
give
pay.
you fucking
Yeah.
cameras 10 years from now. You go on a honeymoon with your husband. There you are with a dildo up your ass with Jen cheering you on.
Thank you, Joey. Thank
Going,
you.
what the fuck is this shit? I thought you were a great girl. I am, honey. That's a double.
How much money did Aaron Andrews get? If I were you, I'd be hoping for that. Aaron Andrews got like hundreds of millions.
I do think about that sometimes. I do think about that. I'm like, maybe I just have a sex tape just on back, like on the back burner, just in case if everything totally tanks out, then I have someone like leak it.
Listen, man, I was always more on the criminal side. I
Right.
was always more of a criminal. I wasn't a good-looking dude, and I didn't have a game to play game. Do you know what I'm saying? But when I was in the 7th grade, I got so heartbroken at every angle of love that I knew that if I ever had a girlfriend, I would never do those things. Like, I still remember us breaking up. I still remember a year later when she started dating a guy, how it bothered me. Do you know what I'm saying? Not that I jumped out a window, or
Yeah.
not that you stopped. So you also have to respect people's. Like, I remember the first time, there was a hot girl in my high school, and I used to, like, look at her and fantasize, but go, nah. And I heard she was a little loose when we were growing up. Like, if you gave her a few fucking beers, shit could crack a lack.
Come on.
And at that time, I was, like, still awkwardly sex-wise, so I thought it would be an easy pick. And I got a buddy of mine came up to me one night, this girl, and she goes, "Can I talk to you for a second on the side? What do you think of such and such?" And I go, "I think such and such is great." And she goes, "What do you think if you and her and me and your buddy double dated downtown?" And I go, "You're fucking crazy. The girl I'm talking about in question here dates a gorilla." I was like a fucking sophomore, and this kid was like a senior, but he was a gorilla.
He was a
But you
good
know
looking
what?
big dude.
A football player, and I thought about it, and I went up to him in the hallways, and I said, "Hey, man, I gotta tell you something. I'm thinking of taking her on a date, on a double date." And he
You
goes,
said that to her gorilla boyfriend?
The ex, they had broken up. They had
Oh.
been broken up about 3 or 4 weeks.
Wow, that takes
And
balls.
even at that age, I remember you have to go up to people and be respectful. You have to be respectful of people's feelings and see where they're
You're
at.
such a good guy.
If the guy looks at you, don't get me wrong. No matter what he said, I was still going to try to get my dick sucked. I was just doing it, you know what I'm saying, to have a cover.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to have a cover. Sometimes you have to have a cover. Why would I do that? I came to you 2 weeks ago. We didn't do nothing.
It's not about really respect. It's more about saving yourself.
It was an hysterical situation with it because we're still dear friends today.
Shut up. So did you ask her out?
What happened was a week before my mom died. We were at a Halloween party. I was dressed up as a ghost, and she was a dirty witch or something, and she was at a different party. But like I said to you, this chick was a little on the loose side, and that night I went with a girl. This is a fucked up story that I don't tell a lot of people. I'm at this party, and this hot blonde shows up, who's my friend on Facebook today, banging. When she was in high school, she was to the level when she was a sophomore, she was already dating men. Like, it was established. Don't
Nice.
even look at her.
Yeah.
She was already dating, like, this hot college guy.
Top shelf
at Seton
shit.
Hall that was a gorilla. So she comes up to me. She goes, "You didn't hook up with my friend. We're all excited. You're going to hook up with her. Come on, I'll take you to her." So she dates a gorilla in real life. So as we're coming, now to get down from this party, it was a pole.
How does this happen? This never won.
Like a fucking pole. Now,
To
I'm
get
a
down
sophomore.
from the party, there's a pole?
This is a tremendous Halloween party.
You're in a fire station?
Everybody's
Where are you?
on acid. Everybody's tripping their balls off.
Okay.
Me and this girl walk out. She's holding my hand. She's drunk, pulling me. What do you think pulls up? A gorilla boyfriend.
Oh, shit.
And he gets on. He's going,
From
"What
college?
the fuck is going on?" And I drop her hand. Now, I knew him. I knew him because he delivered beer on the weekends and shit. And we used to tip him heavy when we were underage. So he's like, "What's going on here?" And then he went up to her and he's like, "I thought you were going in." He goes, I'm here. I'm just going to take him to meet, what's her name? And he started yelling at her. And I asked him, I said, "Listen, man, it's the truth. I'm sorry if I disrespected you." And he goes, "I'll deal with you later." And I go, "Listen, Please, it's not her fault. It's between me and you. She was just going to walk me over there. And
Are you still in the ghost suit?
I'm still in the ghost
So
suit.
all he can see is your eyes?
He gets in the car with her. I never team up with that girl, but that Monday or Tuesday, he pulled up to me. And he goes, what you did the other night had balls. You were friends now and shit. He goes, she told me the whole story the next day that you were going to hook up with her. He goes, I'm happy for you. She had hooked up with another guy that night. This girl hooked up with a different dude.
No.
So this went on for years. Like, we never really hooked up. And then after high school, me and this girl ended up in the same clique.
Oh, in college?
Yeah.
Well,
there was no college.
after high school.
She was in travel agent school.
Got it.
And I was a fucking floater. I was just, picking up whatever I could.
Oh, you guys never did hook up?
No, I went to Colorado, and that's when we started talking on the phone. She was having problems with her boyfriend. The boyfriend was a piece of shit. Meanwhile, I'm hearing reports. She's blowing this one. She's blowing that one, right? It's a fucking nightmare,
Where do
right?
you get your reports from?
From back in my hometown. People telling me what's cracking.
People are still reporting years later. They're like, that bitch is still loose.
No, because we all hung out in the same circle. So there was a lot of gossip.
Was she really loose in high school, or did she just have big boobs? Because I think
she was fucking loose.
You knew for
since
sure.
Her freshman year, yeah.
Isn't that real frustrating when you know she's banging everybody, but you never get it?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
I wasn't frustrated at that point. I just took it for what it was. Then one night I went down the shore when I was like a senior, going into senior year, and they were in this apartment. And I didn't know they were there. I just went in there with some buddies of mine, and we're talking and we're snorting coke. And in those days we were eating Black Beauties.
What's
those
that?
little speed pills. They were like speed diet pills. I used to get 1,000 of them for $35 and sell them for $1 a piece. Bang!
Black Beauty.
Bang! Right? So I went down to this party, we're snorting Black Beauties, we're drinking out of Zet and shit, and me and her ended up in this bed. We walked to this bedroom, and we both, now at this time, she's dating a fucking super gorilla. The only thing I've got in my corner is that I grew up with this fucking gorilla.
Oh, so this guy
Me and
knows
this gorilla,
you.
and this guy shooting bow and arrows at people from his window.
Sure.
This
Yeah,
guy was
it's
a
normal.
hunter. He was crazy, but really good looking. And by this time, he knew she had fucked 20 guys. Because he was fucking chicks. So she was fucking dudes. She didn't play games. The first word she got that you fuck somebody, she was in the city swallowing an $80 steak, but on the way back, she'd suck your dick like it was Never Never Land. Hysterical. So I come
That's
back.
how you get steak.
I come back from Colorado, and I know what time it is. She's still with the dude. She's still blowing a friend of mine, and she's fucking another guy half and half.
Oh.
But I come into the picture, and I start talking to her. She's talking to me. And one night we hook up. And little things happen. But I'll never forget one of the things that happened. I said, let me ask you a question. I go,
Have you been
we're
tested?
swapping spit. I'm fingering her. She had a little Toyota at the time, right?
Wait, so you're fingering her?
Yeah, I'm fingering her in the Toyota.
Okay.
This is the first night we really officially got together. Like, we had been together before at parties, and we had talked about doing things, but we always went to the diner, and there was 8 people there.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? It was like
Can't
we were
really,
ready to.
it's harder to finger
pull the
someone
trigger.
at the diner. Not impossible.
So now we're in a car one night. We go to the city. We have a couple of drinks. We do a couple of blasts. In those days, I used to get like a half a gram of coke. Like, I could do a half a gram. Even though I haven't done coke in 10 years, I could do a gram in one line now. Like, still. Like, that's what I was doing a half a gram. And I'll never forget, I put it in this mirror. It was like 3 a.m. You know, her ex-boyfriend was gone. He was dating somebody else. It was me and her till the end. It was like a Bon Jovi song. You know what I'm saying?
So romantic.
Yeah, we were going to run away together and
The
shit.
moonlight was in the mirror.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, I said to her, so what's the story? You going to suck my dick? She goes, I don't want to do that. I don't do that. And I remember looking her straight in the face and go, what's it going to take for you to suck my dick? She looked me straight in the face. She goes, a line of coke. I gave her that line of coke.
That's it.
That was it. We were boyfriend and girlfriend after that. It was official. Like, I fell in love. Like, that was it. Like, this was it.
For real?
Oh, yeah, I liked her. I had a crush on her for 4 or 5 years.
Aww.
I used to play freshman basketball.
How romantic. And then she snorted coke and,
I used-
gave head to you.
I used to see her running track, jumping the high hurdles.
No.
And she used to run, like, she ran with 4 girls that were as good looking as they were dangerous. Like, I'll tell you how good her crew was in high school.
That's a cool compliment.
When they were sophomores and juniors, one of them dated. We used to see him in bars. In fact, the girl lives here now. Matt Dillon.
No way.
When I was in high school, one of that serious from the Robert Fulton crew.
Yeah.
They used to. Her brother was named Columbia, so we used to call her Columbia's sister. But Columbia's sister used to have, like, when we used to walk up from the park and there'd be the Porsche, and we'd go to Moreg's and there'd be Matt Dillon with Columbia's sister.
Damn.
Mugging it up at the corner. That's how badass those bitches were. There was twins. There were these 2 Italian twins that were fucking sensational, their asses. There was the girl I was in love with, the redhead.
Yeah.
There was the fucking, there was a blonde that was banging. And these girls already had reputations as sophomores. They're 2 basketball players.
Damn.
They're taking them home and they did a threesome. Like, these girls were done. But they were banging. They all had boyfriends. So here's me and fucking the redhead was trying to sneak around this shit. This is no lie. And I'm living maybe a block and a half from her. So basically, I'm going to her house at night and going in her back window, and not her back window, her back door. And I would go in the living room, and her parents would always stay upstairs. They were told, don't ever come down.
That's the best.
Hysterical.
Sneaking in, that is the best.
And I would go in there, we'd have sex, and I'd leave and walk out. Anyway, one Sunday, I call her up, and I go, what do you want to do? Now, I'm broke, Lee. I'm making $250 a week. So if I take you to a hotel, I got to fucking basically
like as in
kill you.
$2.50.
No, $250 fucking dollars a week, kid. Don't be
That's
fucking
a lot
stupid.
of money in high school.
It's 1983. No, we're out of high school now.
Okay,
we're about a year or two out of high school.
College age.
I'm making about $250 a week, working 40 hours, fucking stocking pipe and electrical supplies. So when I spent $60 on a piece of pussy, it had to be fucking Primavera. Like, I was going to stab you, eat your ass, eat one of these eyeballs. It was on. Like, if we did blow, it was going to be a 12-hour marathon. I was going to eat your pussy while you're sleeping. Don't worry. Just keep sleeping. I got to get the $60 out of this cocaine.
Just keep sleeping.
Fucking horrible.
Fuck that.
So
I want to be awake for that.
One Sunday night, we go into the city, and we go, fuck it. Let's get high. And we get 8 Valiums for $10. How much was it? No. By Washington Square Park. In those days, on Sundays, Dave Chappelle would perform with this black comedian. I forget his name now. He was maybe 14.
Oh, wow.
So the hip thing to do in those days, like if you had a boyfriend, while everybody else was eating pasta at their house, you and me would go into the city at about 4, catch the tail end of Dave Chappelle and this other
Charlie
dude,
Barnett.
Charlie Barnett. And we go to... There was a McSorley's Ale, and I know I'm fucking up the name. Right in the Village, right there. And you go in there, you get 3 mugs for like $4 and a bowl of chili. And while you were eating, Mama, I'd go over and get 8 Valiums, and a fucking bag of reefer. And we'd each pop like a little Valium. We'd smoke some Toots Roots. You get loose. That was young love.
Damn.
Kate Quigley, it's young love.
Sounds fun.
I mean, we're holding hands. We're creeping around New York.
Young
we're listening
love.
to Bon Jovi wasn't even out yet.
No.
None of that shit. It was just in your mind. Never say goodbye. Never say. Like, we were into it. So we both went back to our respective houses. She went home to dinner. I went home to dinner at the Di Lorenzo's. And that night we go, let's go to a hotel. Okay, so she goes, I'll pick you up at 8. Or you could walk to the York Motel. The York Motel was at walking distance. You could go in there with no ID. It smelled like sperm. There were clean towels. You could smell the Hindu family
Awesome.
cooking.
Hot.
But you know what? Who gives a fuck? When you're young and you want to have sex, you don't even look at those things.
Young. I did that like 6 months ago. Who
You know,
cares?
So we go down. Now she's dating. Now this gorilla, we haven't heard from him in like 3 weeks. We're running around town like fucking Sean Penn and Madonna, but this gorilla has not shown his fucking face. So finally at 8:15 that night, she picks me up. And she goes, I don't want to worry you, but he's been calling the house all night. And he's pissed off. He says he wants to get back with me, that he misses me and he loves me. I go, listen, you do whatever you got to do. Let's go to the hotel first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't give a fuck. Of
course not.
Listen to me. We go to the hotel. We have sex for 3 hours. I eat her ass. The whole fucking thing.
It's the best the first time.
We go to Carvel. We get ice cream like young lovers.
Yeah.
And then we're going up the hill. We're stopped at a light. Who do you think jumps on the hood of
Oh,
the fucking car?
no. He jumped on the hood. Are you
Magilla
serious?
Gorilla jumped on and held down like
Nuh-uh,
Mel Gibson on a lethal
nuh-uh.
weapon. Yes,
No.
he did. Yes, he did.
How
And
did he know where you were?
He was looking for her, walking around the neighborhood.
Oh, my God.
So he's holding onto the windshield. He's like, "You, get out of the car. Lisa, I want to talk to you."
Oh, fuck.
So I fucking get out of the car, and I go, "What's up, dog?" And he goes, "Where the fuck are you guys coming from? You answer me first." And I go, "We went to the fucking movies. And we already had an excuse. We dropped off Lee at home. We all went to Chan's Dragon Inn."
That's why I got beat up.
Meanwhile, he goes, "Well, Coco, can you walk home? Can I talk to my girlfriend here?" And I go, "You do whatever you want." And she's like, "No, I don't want to talk to him." And I'm like, "Jesus fucking Christ, I'm not taking it." And she's like, "No, I don't want to talk to him. I told you already. You cheated on me. You suck and all this shit." I'm standing there. And meanwhile, he goes, "Wait a second. Why is your shirt on backwards?"
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Her
fuck.
fucking label was out.
Oh, my God.
And he goes, "Were you in a rush or something, Coco? Didn't you say something to her?" I'm like, "No, I'm high. I didn't see it."
Like, I picked her up at the gym. I don't know what happened.
It was fucking crazy.
I can't beleave you got out of the car. If a dude jumped on the hood of my car, there's no way I'm getting out. I would back
we're
up.
Gonna drive with this
I'd throw it in
gorilla?
reverse. Yeah.
We grew up with him.
Still.
I mean, we weren't doing nothing. We looked innocent in the car. There was no alcohol.
That's what I would do. I would jump out. If someone jumped on my hood, I'm stepping
It
on
was
like
But
that.
he's
Then-
a gorilla.
then
He's
listen.
huge, and you just fucked his
Listen
girl.
to me. So listen to me. The guy before me was fucking her, and he would actually torment the kid. Okay, the guy
On purpose.
Yeah. In fact, the guy's brother listens to this podcast religiously.
Shut up.
He's gonna laugh his ass
Shut
off.
up.
The brother never had a girlfriend. This chick used to suck his dick, and he'd go crazy. I mean, he fell in love with her. He went crazy. So one night they're at a bar. This was going on for like if the gorilla was in the bar, and my friend who was now fucking his girlfriend was now they were together at the time,
Yeah.
and she was fucking my friend. My friend would actually go to a bar, buy him a drink, and send it over and drink it, and then he'd walk out. So the tension was going on.
Wow.
So now it's a Wednesday night. It's ladies' night at this bar off Townley Boulevard.
Yeah.
And we're all in there. We're fucking having a good time. And boom, Gorilla Man walks in with the broad. Now, 2 hours earlier, she was blowing my friend. I mean, it was an ugly
Holy
thing.
shit.
We're all sitting there, and Gorilla Man sends him a drink with love. Like, keep sending him drinks with fucking love.
Did he know?
Like, oh yeah, everybody knew in the
Everybody
room.
knew the guy.
Every 80 people in that bar knew what was going on.
Oh my God.
And here's my buddy sending Gorilla drinks, going like, "That's on me. She's beautiful. I love her." And this was heating up, and they fought for like 2 minutes. And then he clipped me one night too.
For what?
This went on, same thing. I thought I was in love with it too.
Well,
And
you kind of were.
I saw his hand come over, and I just fell to the floor, and I didn't say a word after that.
He punched you just for liking her? He didn't even, you guys weren't even hooking?
By liking her. By this time, we had 69. The liking was over. We were going away for the weekend.
How can this chick do that? I get stressed
It
out if I
was-
even
it
date
was-
two guys that know each other.
We were together for like 6 weeks. Then the shit just broke apart. And then after that, we had sex a few more times. And, you know what the real true story is? That I can't remember if somebody would do that to me. Thinking back, I would never talk to them. You know what happened here? Her and I were good friends. You know what, man? We wanted to. We were young. If we would have bumped into each other when we were 24, we would never have done that. There was cocaine involved. She was a part-time.
always-
She was a part-time hooker. You know, she was
She
a
was
part-time.
not.
No, she was a part-time whore. She liked it.
Well,
And she
obviously,
was a piece of
had
ass.
to
She
like
was
it.
beautiful.
She had to like it. If you're fucking a bunch of dudes that all know each other, you're kind of getting off on that attention. You have to be.
She was beautiful. She was, and you know what, man? Till today, she's one of my best friends in life. I heard even
No way.
before. Listen, I have my daughter's godfather told me he was at a party 20 years ago, and somebody brought my name up, and people were like, "Fuck that dude. I hope he burns in hell." She's like, "Listen, bitches, I will fuck yous all up."
I love it.
She's like, "He's doing comedy. I think he's in." At the time, I was in Seattle, and they
Yeah.
were like, "He'll never do nothing with his life." And she was like, "You guys
Just
got
wait."
something coming."
Yeah.
And she's been there. She's married. I love her husband today. You know, I
That's
mean,
cool.
the last embarrassment. And I thought about this the other day. I was at a Christmas party. coked up to the gills, and she was there with the dude she was dating now. But she had just broken up with a dude. McGilla Gorilla was there.
Really?
I was there.
Do you
the
still
other guy,
see this gorilla guy every once in a while?
No. So I didn't see him. No, I'm lying to you. I didn't see him at that party. But that night I got really drunk, and I had her in the bathroom. And I remember telling her how much I loved her. And I remember she's going, I kind of like this guy and all this, and we can't do this. I go, all right, then don't worry about nothing. Just suck my dick one last time. Like, that's all I wanted. And she's like, no, absolutely not.
Guys are always like, just one more time. Just suck my dick.
I knew you were going to do this. It doesn't count. And she ran out of there. And then I did something New Year's Eve. I beat this guy for drugs on New Year's Eve for like $3,000. And I started a new life in Cresskill, New Jersey. Okay? And I'm in Cresskill 3 weeks. I got a job at the liquor store. I'm going into Manhattan every day and looking in for work. I'm buying nickel bags of weed. I'm off the coke. And I'm walking past the church one day. It's about dinner time.
A church?
A church.
And you thought, I should start a podcast.
Just any regular church. And I look in, and I'm looking at the elevator. And it's McGilla Gorilla. He was a union elevator guy. Like, that's what he did in high school. He apprenticed with his family and a bunch of other kids from my area. They became elevator mechanics. And I saw him, and I go, and it was January of 85. And the last time we had, me and him had grown up together. I mean, him and I robbed a van. Him and I played football together as a kid. We played basketball. We gave people nicknames. We smoked dope together. We
robbed a van?
We were
like stole a van?
Like no, they left the van. They left the van on the side of the street with T-shirts and stickers and glue presses. So what we did is we fucking stole everything, and we took it out, and then we go, well, what are we gonna do with the van? We gotta do something with the van. I mean, it was fucking crazy. But I walked up to him. He walked up to me. I put my hand down. And I go, I'm sorry, bro, about that whole thing. And he put out his hand, and he goes, can you imagine? Like, we all acted this fucked. Like, we both could not believe what had happened. Like, I wasn't mad at that guy. I was never mad at that girl. In fact, I went to prison, came out, and I was in the halfway house, and my friends came out from Jersey, and we were talking, and one of them pulled me aside. He goes, listen, bro, I bumped into your buddy about a week ago, and I told her I was coming out here to see you. She says, before you get married, make sure you give her a call. It was weird. And I go, I'm not calling her like that. How can I trust her? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's got fucking 19 sperms in her. Different fucking friends of mine.
You think that's why she wanted to talk? Like, before she got...
No. Who knew what she wanted? But by that point, I had already made a bad decision with the wife I was picking. I had already had a fucking life. Why would I start a new life? It's just weird how things worked out. But now, at 54, I will tell you, she's one of my biggest. Like, when I go home, I meet her at a Chinese place. I know her mother, I know her father.
Oh, that's so cool.
I left my album collection to her sister. Her sister was a heavy metal chick who liked music. I shoplifted all those albums anyway. It was like 400 fucking albums. I give her a milk crate.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. It's amazing to have friends like that you're friends your whole life.
Yeah, we're done. We're done till fucking the end.
You're lucky you have that. I don't think many people still know people that they went to high school with. I mean, I can count on... No, I know 2 people I went to high school with.
One. I have one. But I was going to ask Kate, is it hard being like a girl who likes to have sex? Like,
no, it's not hard.
It just seemed, because the whole time Joey was telling that story, all I was thinking about was, I've never once, and I just didn't have sex with many people, but I never once even dated anyone that a friend dated. It would seem too weird. I didn't want to kiss anybody that someone else had kissed that I knew.
Yeah.
So just...
I have had that problem because I've dated a few... Well, like, I've dated... this is a small industry. Like, Hollywood, even though it's a big town, it's kind of like high school. Everybody knows everybody. So if you hook up with one comic or one actor, one person in the business, then I feel like... everybody else in the business that you meet might be kind of pals with that person or know that person. And then, yeah, I had a guy say to me that I was really into. He's like, I can't date you because I know too much. Like, because I had fucked guys that he knew. He wouldn't date me just because of that. So, yeah, it kind of...
It's hard for people.
Sucks.
There's some people who can't get...
I don't care, though.
I believe that you have to get over things. You if you date a chick that's on YouTube and 6 midgets are coming on her face... you have to decide whether you want her to be the mother of your child.
That's hard to find on YouTube.
Yeah, that's tough to find. You know what I'm saying?
Usually that's on Pornhub, not
but
YouTube.
You decide. Like I did this thing with Sam Tripoli and a bunch of guys, maybe in the year 2000, about a porno thing. Some guy had in his mind he wanted to do what that dude did and have porno. You know, the chicks who come to your party. What was that show? The guy went to fucking jail. He hung out with the Kardashians and shit. The guy had videos of the girls.
Girls Gone Wild, yeah.
This fucking genius wanted to put together in a Beverly Hills mansion 200 chicks and, you know, a bunch of fucking loser guys with cologne on and me, Tripoli, and who's the other guy? Come on, Tebow. A bunch of us. Ari, we all did comedy at this porno thing. And if it made money, we'd get a percentage of it. Well,
that's hilarious.
It was one of the worst things you've ever seen in your life. But
I wish I was there.
The one thing I took out of that party was that I had heard about, but I had never seen, and it disgusted me, was a guy who was there. He was married to a broad that was really like a 7, but he brought her there to get fucked by 10 guys at this party.
No way.
Yeah, and he's standing there while these guys are fucking his wife in the back room.
Some guys are into that.
Like,
it's so weird to me, but some guys are into that. Like I dated a guy and it was like a long distance thing, and he one time said to me that he wanted to watch me fuck another guy on FaceTime.
Did you do it?
No, I was like so offended. It changed everything. I was like, how can you want to see me fuck someone else? It really bothered me. I would never. I dated a porn actor, so I've had to watch a guy I liked fuck other people. I don't like it. It's not fun. Would you want to watch your girl fuck somebody else? Hell no.
Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
But wait, can I tell you my best like redemption story from my dating life? I haven't told this anywhere. This story is amazing.
Well, you heard it here first.
Okay, so I was dating this guy and I was like hung up. I told you about this guy that I was kind of seeing. He was a porn actor. It was such a bad move, but I was like really hung up. We dated for a while, like 6-7 months. And then we stopped talking because this is so fucked up. I wanted more. Like I wanted like it to be a relationship. I don't know why, because he's a porn actor. I'm not making wise life choices in my love life. But neither is Lee, so it's fine.
No, I'm not.
So,
Was he the best sex you ever had?
The best sex. I mean, that's the problem. He was not a good guy. Like from jump, he was a dick. But he was the sex once we fucked. I said I wouldn't date him, and then we hung out a few times, and then we had sex, and then I was like, I want a relationship. Like the sex was mind blowing. Do you do Viagra ever?
No.
I mean, like it's just that he could fuck for so long, like for hours, and I never came that. It doesn't matter. I don't want this to go to his head if he ever hears this. So the sex was just fine. Okay. So anyway, then I wanted more, and he didn't. So we stopped talking.
Now let me ask you something.
Yeah.
On the legit side.
Yeah.
While you're falling in love and you're sucking that pipe.
Let's not call it love. I don't think it was love, Joey, okay? It was more like I was dicknatized. I was just hypnotized by the dick. The dick was good. I never had such good dick before.
I'm just saying.
And
On the legit
he would
side.
beat me up, and he would call me names.
Well, hold on. Before you start making accusations. And
No,
next thing you
in
know,
a
I
good
got
way.
fucking
In
Lana
a good
Turner's
way.
attorney
No,
over here and shit,
like
right?
good beating up.
Listen, but
Good
I
beating
understand.
up.
But no. Let me ask you a question on the up and up here. Let's pretend you're sucking his pipe, right?
Okay.
Don't you think that he had done up some Arabian's ass on Tuesday?
Yes.
On a porn scene, and you're sucking like...
Here's what happened. I decided to block it out mentally because when we would hang out, he would never talk about porn. He would talk about other things he was into. So
Like what? What else could he possibly be into?
Like he was into other, like cars and like CrossFit. But fighting, like other things, you know? So we just wouldn't talk about porn, and I unfollowed him on everything, so I would never see the porn, so I just put it out of my head, even though I knew. But also he was always like, I'm gonna stop doing it soon. So I was like, okay. And I thought, think about it. I thought it would be a great relationship because I was like, this is a guy who will not be chasing pussy because he gets so much pussy. So he'll be just happy enough with the porn pussy and me, right? So that was the plan. That was my plan, but it didn't work because it turned out when I said, hey, what do you think if we make this like a relationship? He was like, oh no, I still want to fuck other people. And I was like, but you get to fuck like 50 girls a week. And he was like, I want to also fuck other people. So we stopped talking. Okay. So 3 months goes by. No talking. And then it's my fault. One night, I got a little drunk, and I texted him, and I said, hi. Just hi. And then he texted back, hey. And then I said, I've been thinking about you. And then he said, I've been thinking about you too. And I said, what have you been thinking about? And then he's like, I've been thinking about the fights, but then I've also been thinking about like beating your ass and like fucking the shit out of you and all this stuff, right? And then I, like a typical girl, I go, well, do you miss more than just fucking me, or is it pretty much just the sex? And then he was like, no, I really miss you. So then I'm like, aw. So then I'm like, what are you doing tonight? Why don't I come over? And he's like, yeah, come over. So I go to his house. It's like 1 a.m. We fuck, okay? 3 a.m., he's like, we're cuddling. And he goes, hey, so you don't get to stay the night. You probably should take off. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And he goes, well, you haven't earned your way into sleeping over yet. I haven't seen you in a while. So I was like, all right.
Oh, Lord.
So I left.
It sounds like the dirtier version to the start of Bridesmaids. Like that's
This
crazy.
ain't Bridesmaid, Lee. This is reality, all right?
But this is where it gets good, okay? I wake up the next day. I'm pissed as fuck. I'm so mad that he threw me out. It's like I woke up in the morning sober and I'm like, did that really happen? That motherfucker kicked me out at 3 a.m.? So then I start texting him. Joey, I was a psychopath. I sent him like 45 text messages. Every time he wouldn't answer, I text him again and again and again and again. And I kept asking him why he kicked me out. And finally, he wrote back and told me that he didn't want me to have feelings for him because he found out he's having a kid with another girl. So he didn't want to date me. So that's why he asked me to leave. So then I was like, but you said that you missed me. And he's like, well, I did, but I really just wanted to fuck. And, it was late and that was that. So I'm pissed as fuck. Then I start going off on him with texts. He blocks my number. So then I'm a psycho. So I found an app where you can text from like 45 different phone numbers. And I started sending him texts from all these different phone numbers. Like I was so angry, but it became funny. So I started pretending to be other people and like really fucking with them. And I'm a crazy person. But here's the thing. The next day I go on my podcast and I tell this story. And I don't think anything of it. I just tell it because I'm angry and I don't say who he is, but I tell the story. My phone rings a few hours after the podcast comes out and it's him and he's freaking out and telling me that I ruined his life because it turns out he has a girlfriend and she listens to my podcast. She's like a fan of mine and she loves my podcast, and she put together from the story that I was talking about him and she didn't know he was having a kid with another girl. So now I ruined his relationship because it turns out he has a girlfriend and he has a baby mom and he had me. He had this whole love triangle and I didn't know. The point is I feel I'm angry. I'm angry right now. I'm just tired of getting fucked over.
Why don't you start dating Lee? Listen, you start dating Lee. He ain't gonna cheat on you. He'll bring home gravy every week.
How amazing! How amazing!
He'll give you a ride to the gig. He'll manage you. He'll manage your career.
I need a guy like Lee.
This is Lee.
Lee would treat me well.
Unbelievable.
How crazy is it though? What are the odds that this random girl listens to my podcast and figured it out?
You lick Lee's nutsack. He'll give you the
Joey.
He'll give you the combination to his mother's safe. You understand me? He don't give a fuck. That's where the jewels are.
Joey.
And the picture of fucking Lee next to Hitler.
But here's how like psychotic I realized. This is how I realized I need therapy, because I called my lawyer to ask my lawyer what the boundaries are of like fucking with someone after they hurt you. So then I had made my lawyer write me a whole letter of all the things I'm allowed to do to fuck with someone. So
you just explain to me why you're single. Because you're fucking nuts. I love it.
I know I am.
You
but
fell in love with this poor guy.
I'm only nuts with. I only
got enough problems on his own. Let me tell you something.
He's lucky I liked him. It wasn't
shit.
love.
No
it was
shit.
just
lust.
It was
you
sex.
were goofy and sex. Now what's this? He had to beat you up. You like getting smacked around a little bit?
Yeah, every girl does.
A punch to the head.
Not like a punch to the head, like MMA style, but a little slappy,
Smacks.
little slappy.
A knee to the stomach.
I did no.
Whip your ass. grab you by the neck and tell you to suck my dick, you dirty, filthy fucking animal.
Every girl likes that, I think.
And then take the dick out of your mouth and hit you with it in the face and then shove it right back in your mouth like a savage.
Joey,
That's perfect.
That's what every girl
and
likes.
your arms are to the side like you're like Chinese chick. That's, what do they call them when they put them in a
when
fucking...
they're bound?
No, they put them in the bottom of a trunk. What do they call them?
What?
Oh, he's talking about like the sex slaves. Like
They put their hands in trunks?
Like they just put them, you like make believe you don't know what's going on. When they take the dick out of your mouth and hit you in the face 4 times, they put it back in there. And you have your hands like, yeah, that's tremendous, all that stuff.
Okay, I don't know.
I love all that shit. Trust me.
I do. I have a theory that every girl likes
Bit slaps.
rough.
Not
Every girl
punches,
likes it.
bit slaps.
Yeah.
And call you a filthy
You
animal.
want to be treated respectfully out, in public. But
Guys pee on you?
I let one guy one time.
Absolutely. So you're the real deal.
But I really loved him. We were together.
Sure,
and it was like
sure, I get it.
But I'm not into that. I'm not into being peed on.
At what point in the relationship did he bring up that he wanted to pee on you?
Actually, no, it's funny. I've realized with guys, it seems, I've only been in a couple relationships, that around the 6-month point is when they start to tell you about weird shit they're into. They finally are like, okay, I can tell this. That same guy, he asked me if he could pee on me. He wanted to pee on me. Yeah. And he also asked me to eat his butthole.
All right.
No one ever asked me. He was like, but the way he asked, he was like, we were in bed one night and he was like, so have you ever licked a butthole before? And I was like, no, I haven't. I can't say I've ever. It's not really my hobby and in my wheelhouse. And then he was like, I'm really kind of into that. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't mind, but we need to plan this out. I think maybe you have to shower immediately.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Before you even ask, you got to shower.
Are you guys into that? I always wonder how many guys are into that.
Listen, I don't go out looking for it. If you want to lick my asshole, you know me. I'm always available. I'm like Denny's. You don't shut down. But
really?
You know what, man? I got to be honest with you guys. At least I'm naive. I think when I was 21 or 22, 21, somebody sucked my balls and gave me a hand job. I thought it was tremendous.
Yeah.
And then...
It sounds nice.
And that's where it ended. When you snort coke, they would suck down there and suck your balls hard and shit. And sometimes you'd feel a tongue. And, like I said, guys, some of the shit I was just scared of or whatever. Fast forward to 1995, Boulder, Colorado. I meet this girl, boom, we're on the phone, a month later she shows up, we go camping, a little bit of sex that night, nothing serious, and 2 days later we go back to my apartment. I'll never forget, she looked me straight in the face and she goes, turn around.
She looked you straight in the face and said, that's amazing.
I go, what are you talking about? She goes, if you turn around, I'll eat your asshole and suck your ball sack from behind and jerk you off, and then when you come, I'll drop and you can come on. It was craziness. I had never heard that type of language.
You were like, yes,
no,
ma'am.
I looked her straight in the face and go, no. I knew my asshole stunk, but she was a filthy animal anyway.
Oh, it was middle of the day?
It was after a walk and shit.
Oh, hell no.
I'm not going to let you eat my ass, because then you'll never do it again.
Ew.
The reputation gets out there that it smells kind of
What
weird.
if she liked it? What if she liked
tweets
it?
No. After
This
a couple
asshole
years,
is rank.
after a couple of years with her, I would make her eat my ass after doing a set at the comedy
No,
store.
you would not.
Oh, yes, I would. She was crazy like you, yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even do that.
We had a straight relationship, and then we had a drug relationship. Our straight relationship was we'd get high, smoke a joint, maybe have a glass of wine, and I'd fuck her and we'd go to bed. Our cocaine relationship, she opened up with a smack to the face.
She hit you or you hit her?
No, I'd smack her
Smack her
3
in
or
the
4
face.
times, grab her, and put her right on my fucking nutsack.
Damn.
And then I'd tip her underneath and make her eat my asshole from down below while she's jerking me off, then put my pipe in her mouth.
So you do like it having your asshole.
At that time, in that situation, yeah. She was the right time at the right girl. You
But
know what I'm
not
saying?
any time. Not all the
Before
time.
that, no. Before that,
Interesting. That's interesting. That was what year?
no. This all went down from 95 to about 99.
Huh.
This crazy fuck.
So I've had this theory that girls eating asshole is
I was 32.
newer fad.
I was 32 when I met her, and she was 25.
Wow.
and she was crazy. It was just crazy. So
I'm not crazy.
but I'm, you know what I'm saying? If you volunteer it, and that's what I'm saying. Like if you're doing coke with somebody, you know that person's eating asshole. If we got like an 8-ball or a half ounce of blow,
That's just a
you're
given.
eating
No.
asshole. Yeah.
It never crosses my mind to eat a guy's ass unless they ask. It never goes. I never think of it.
But once you're doing blow and you're
Even
sucking
that.
my dick and I got dead dick, I'm like, okay, do me a favor, lift the nutsack and massage that
me a
asshole with your tongue.
favor.
You'll take a shot of that tequila and lick that asshole like a savage that you are and shit. That's why I love you to death. You don't give a fuck. You'll take that PBP hat off.
You know what it is? I want to be the best at everything.
No, I don't blame you.
including fucking. So, like, if I'm fucking a guy, this is my thing. I want to fuck them so good that after I'm gone for the rest of their life, they're like, fuck, I haven't fucked like that again. Like, that's what I want. I want to be in the back of their mind. I want to be sealed in, burned in, like a fucking prison tattoo.
You're fucking crazy. Now, what are you going to do when you meet your husband?
The next one?
No, the real one. The one that's you're supposed to marry.
I don't know.
He's right around the corner.
I'm not really crazy. I mean,
He's right around the corner.
You think?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not. The
It's
truth
time for
is,
you to shut those.
I'm really not crazy. I'm very,
No,
I'm hypersexual. I like sex, but I don't fuck a lot of people. I think that's a big misconception. It's like, because I talk about
What do
sex.
you average a week? 2 dudes.
No, I swear to God, I counted up my number for my own podcast the other day. You know what I'm up to? It's not even that high. 17.
For the year?
Total, ever.
17 guys.
That's it.
Get the fuck out
I
of here.
swear to God, I counted them
How
because
many dicks have you sucked? That
I
different.
didn't have sex with?
Yeah, you just
not
blew 'em
many.
on the
No,
side.
not many, because like I'm that girl that like once we're making out. See, that's the thing. I don't make out with a lot of guys. The number of guys I've made out with is probably not much higher. Maybe.
No, there's no reason to make out.
Usually, if we start making out, in my mind, I'm like, okay, so then date 3 we fuck. Like, there's no guys I like test make out. Do you know what I mean?
There's no making out, gay Quigley. It's turn around.
No, I do make out for
Turn
a few
around.
dates. I make
Turn
out.
around.
I make,
Quigley, turn around. I want to hear your stories. Turn around. Drop those pants. I see that
No,
bikini
I
on
do
you.
make out for the first few dates. And then after that, what I'm saying is I don't make out with guys I know I'm not going to fuck. If I know in my mind, like, if we kiss and it's good, it's going to get there eventually. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I don't kiss guys unless I'm really...
Kiss Lee right now. Give
No!
Lee a kiss.
No!
Stick your
He has
tongue
a
on
girlfriend. He's taken.
Lee's taken.
I'm not going to stick my tongue in
You
Lee's
give
mouth.
Lee a kiss,
No.
I want to see his head turn red.
No.
Like him getting the bong and shit.
No.
You should have seen Lee's face when I said that. He had a semi-heart attack.
They were going to say he had a semi-hard on. I'm like, thank you.
No, that too. It went up and then went right down.
I don't
When he
think...
thought about the consequences and shit.
I don't
He's a
think-
married man, Lee.
He's practically married at
He's
this
a
point.
married man. He's a decent man, Lee. He
Lee's a
would never
good
do
guy.
that.
So are you. That's the thing. You're a good guy. See, I meet these great guys like you, and I think to myself, they're here. They're just... And I know, like, I really do want to meet a good guy, but I don't want to get married. I have no interest in getting married again.
What about it turned you off?
Nothing. I'm not against marriage. I just, for me, like, I don't need it. Like, I don't need the ring and the piece of paper. Like, if I'm with someone, if I meet a guy and that's why my number's low. Because when I meet a guy and I like him, I kind of stop fucking other people, not on purpose. I just, when I like someone, I don't really look around for other guys. I know you're supposed to keep a little rotation. That's what I'm trying to get better at. I'm trying to date a couple at once, but it's hard because once I like one, I start to kind of ignore everyone else.
I never really liked promiscuous chicks at a young age. I always avoided them.
But
unless it was mandatory. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
but I really didn't. I really did avoid them just because of a fear. And a buddy of mine, I had to go with him to a clinic one time, and I saw a guy with a rash, and just, it was a combination of things. It was my Catholicism and all that stuff, you know. And
I have some of that too.
When I hooked up with that chick and I left New Jersey, like, I was 22 years old, and I knew what my mission was. And at the time, I really wasn't looking for a woman. Like, it wasn't even in my itinerary.
At 22, what was your mission?
At 22, my itinerary was to find what I loved, try to get back into college, and get my life together.
Yeah.
A woman was not even
Yeah.
in the fucking horizon.
See, that's kind of the opposite. I was like, that's how I am now. Like when I was young, I thought, because I'm from Ohio, it was like, find a husband, find a man, find a man. That was kind of it. Now I feel like how you did then. Like,
But here's the crazy thing. Not that they weren't in the horizon because of that reason. I'll tell you why the truth was. Because of what this girl had done to me. I was raised that, you know what, Kate? I'm an old school type of dude. So when you come fuck with me, you're going to fuck with me. Like I was watching that. The other night I was watching the dumbest movie in the world. My wife and I went out to dinner, and we were tired, and she went into bed first with the baby, and I stayed down, and I was watching HBO, and they had the Hector Lavoe movie on.
what movie?
30 for 30.
No. It's a HBO movie that they did. As a matter of fact, when I was shooting The Longest Yard, the wardrobe chick gave me the script because she worked for Jennifer Lopez, and she goes, read this, and if you like a role in there was really nothing for me. But they shot this movie, and they made it about Jennifer Lopez, but it was about a singer. And the first time he met her, he was on stage, and he found out that it was her birthday. And he went to her house on her birthday. They were having a Puerto Rican party. It's 1970 in New York City in the Bronx, and it's just a regular Puerto Rican family on a Saturday night, food, the neighbors, your girls from the hood, and he walks in there, and they're dancing and shit, and he's a regular nerd, Hector Lavoe, and he's talking to the girl, and finally the guy comes over, her brother, and he grabs her arm, and he goes, I got some friendly brotherly advice for you. If you're gonna fuck with her, you better fuck with her. Do you understand me? And it took me back for a second. I was like, that was always my mentality.
I like that. I really
if
like
I take Kate and I bust her cherry, and once she sucks my dick and I eat a pussy, Kate belongs to me. Like it was that type of mentality. Like it was like you are my woman for life. That's how I was raised.
I like that.
That's how I was raised.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, that was what I was led to believe. So
for life is long, but
no. So when let me tell you something, when that downed my fucking saddles. So when I hooked up with my first wife and that shit went down, I was done. Mm-hmm. I was on a Kate Quigley. I was on a seek and destroy pussy and asshole tour. You know, and that's when I started comedy.
Yeah.
And I took comedy for what it was. You know, you go to a strange town. I have a boyfriend, but he works from 4 to 12. No, he works from 4 to 6 in the morning. But I could get you a gram of Coke. Let's take a look.
That's
and
so
next thing you know,
crazy.
you're in the hotel. Next thing you know, we're 69. And next thing you know, I'm coming in you. And next thing you know, you're out the door. And I'm sitting there with an 8-ball. And you got to go home and tell your boyfriend you hung out and watched the movie with me. It was sad. It was sad, the different situations I was put into and the different lies I found out about life. Because I can't put it all on women.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I can't put it all on women. It's about men, too.
That's what's happening to
You
me.
know.
That's what's happening to me now. I swear to God, I know this sounds so naive because I've been out here for 10 years, but I've only been single for like 4. And it's really taken me until this year. I still had that innocent Midwestern, like, wholesome mentality of like, people don't lie. Like, no one's gonna lie to fuck me. Like, everybody's being honest. Like, I know it sounds so stupid, but this is the first year I finally realized like what's really going on. Like, I dated a few guys in a row that I found out had either a girlfriend and a kid or a wife or another. Like, I keep being the side chick. I am the side chick. I'm like the consummate side chick, but it never even occurs to me. Like, this is the first time I ever. The other day, a guy asked me out. It's a true story. A football player. He used to. I won't give away who he is, but a football player. He asked me out on a date. We're flirting. We're like DMing, and then I'm like, okay, we made plans to get a drink. And then my friend goes, you should Google him. Just make sure he doesn't have a girlfriend. I never Google people because I have like a rule about it. Because there's so much shit online that makes it. You can get to know someone without really getting to know them, you know. So I don't Google people. Finally, I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to Google this guy to make sure he's single. He's married. He's married with kids, and not only married, but he's on like a reality show about like married football players. Like, he's publicly like super married. And I was just like, this is so sad that it's at a point in our society where you have to ask someone, are you single, before you go out. Like, if someone asks you out, it doesn't mean they're single.
Kate,
It's
I'm
crazy.
54 years old. I've been married for 9 years. I've been with her for 18 years. Whatever we're going to do, we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? You stay together because you love somebody or whatever. It's nice in your mind. Lee and I were having a tremendous conversation once we came on the show, and I don't know how it came up. We were talking about sugar daddies. And we were talking about all that shit. And I was messing around with Lee one day on the phone, and we were both giggling about, Lee, this is how you would do it. You know, like OJ killed his wife. It's the same thing. I go, you could either go out and cheat on your wife, and every time you throw spaghetti against the wall, it's going to stick eventually. Or you could go to Kate and go, Kate, can I talk to you on the side for a second? I love you, Kate. I've always had a crush on you. I know you want to smack me in the face. I'm married. Listen, I'm an attorney. I print money.
Right.
What if I leased you a GSL 360?
Yeah.
I'm just making up names and numbers here, guys. What if I put you on Wilshire Boulevard, private valet? But here's the catch. I come over one night a month, and I light your pussy on fire.
I know girls that do that.
No, listen.
Yeah.
Kate, and I was telling Lee about this, and Lee goes, I never really thought of it. I go, Lee, you put them up in Vegas, a state away from your family. If you have that type of money, the only way you have to think about this professional football player. You have to think about how sad this is. How sad our society is that you got three different things here. That a girl would show up and suck his dick. He's a professional football
For sure.
player.
I'm sure that's what he thought. Yeah.
Number two, that a guy in that position would risk everything.
Right? That's what I thought.
He doesn't even know who you are. You could be some chick that says, come in me, I'm protected.
That's
He
what I
shoots
thought.
a load in you.
Or how lucky
you
is
fucking
he?
set him up for $40,000 a month child support and ruin his life anyway. You got to think about these people.
Not even just that.
And how we make our own fucking graves at the best time of our lives. This is when
That's what I thought.
This is when you're the most vulnerable. See, people think that when you were doing what I was doing, like when I was a kid and I was robbing, that's when you got to watch your back. No. That's the easy shit. It's when you start becoming successful.
Yep.
And all of a sudden your wife is more interested in the kid and her television set and her fucking game of backgammon. And all of a sudden one night you go, you know what, my receptionist is looking good. And she was telling me about dumping the boyfriend and that she's broke and she needs a new car. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Nobody knows I got a PayPal account that's busting at the seams, waiting for a young woman to give her an envelope. And you just live that life. You go
It's
to Vegas.
crazy though, man.
You tell your wife you're going to play golf, Lee, and twice a month you get on your little Southwest flight. You even bring the kids and wave at them. Where you going? Yeah, I'll be in bed early. You go to Vegas, you go right to your woman's house, you pick up a portable phone with a non-tracer, so even if they're looking for Pablo, they can't find you by mistake. You know what I'm saying?
But wait, what I don't get about that is why have a whole side relationship that you're paying for instead of just if what you really want is just to fuck other people and you have money, why not hire like high class escorts?
Because somewhere along the line it's gonna leak, and they're $800 a pop.
Oh, this is cheaper, I guess in the long run.
Yeah, it's $800, $900, $1,000 a pop, a tip. And you're still liable that they might say something.
That's what's crazy, man. It's just, I always said when I was married, if I got to a point where I was going to cheat, I would just leave him. And now there's so many people I know who are in open relationships. Like, I couldn't do an open relationship, but I would be open to an occasional threesome.
With another girl.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I have friends that are in open relationships where they let their guy occasionally hook up with someone else and it doesn't bother them. So why be in a relationship where you're not getting what you want? Like, if you're married to someone and what you really want is to fuck a bunch of other people, why not just be single?
In my world, I don't want to see nobody else's pussy. And I don't want to see nobody else's penis. Where's Tony Bennett, cocksucker?
Especially no one else's penis.
I like that. Aww.
Oh, shit.
I feel sober.
fuck it. How was that weed?
I liked it.
It was good. You could take that home with you. That's good weed,
No, I
sativa.
won't take it home. I don't know how to do it. I don't have a...
You don't know how to do nothing. Here we are. All right, you never knew how to do nothing. I don't want to grab it. I don't know how to grab it. Grab the fucking thing like a flute.
Can I smoke more of it? It's still in there?
There's whatever you want.
This is kind of a fucked up song, by the way. I was listening to it today. Tony Bennett's like throwing shit down.
You gotta throw shit down. That's Kate.
I'll try.
Oh shit. No.
I do.
There's a part of you that sometimes you want to try that. I never liked the idea. I never liked the concept. I'm with you, Kate. You're with me. Anything else, it can't happen.
I like that. I
It
did that
can't
when I was
happen.
married.
Yeah, it can't happen. You know, that's a great idea, but somewhere along the line, somebody's gonna get fucked up here.
I think you're probably right.
Those people who do threesomes all the time, if you look at the percentages and they're really honest, somewhere along one night you freak out, or one night I freak out. One night I'm giving a little bit more attention to this brunette, and one night you're sucking this guy's dick like it's the first dick you ever sucked in your life.
True.
And your husband sees that, and you
Yeah.
see me.
Yeah.
It's all, listen, all that kinky shit, listen, if you're doing it, I applaud you, and it's making it work for you. It never work for me. I'm too uptight. I'm very sorry.
I'm just afraid that that's the only way to keep someone forever.
And and listen, man, but here's the thing. A relationship is just like fucking life, okay? I might leave here tonight on the way out. The people in the front thing leave that curtain open. And in there's 2 kilos of coke and 60,000 cash. And I kick the door, and I take that shit and I sell the coke, and I get 120K. Within 6 months, something's gonna happen in my life that I'm gonna pay that 120K. Something's gonna happen. I'm gonna get busted with the coke. Now I got $100,000 bail, or my attorney wants $100,000. And at the end of it all, I'm gonna end up making like $2,000 for what I did. You pay for everything in life.
True.
You're in a relationship. You're happy. Every woman's always happy. Every guy's always happy. So that one ex who beat you and stole your car,
Right.
and stole your mother's fucking Valium prescription, and took your brother's gun, he calls you, and all of a sudden it fucks with your head for a week. And it fucks with your head, and here you are with a guy or a girl that you're fucking genuinely happy with.
Yeah.
They maybe have one handicap. He doesn't drink and he snores, or his feet smell. But genuinely, you really want to marry this guy or this girl. But that dumb whore or that dumb asshole always calls
You're
you
right.
up after 8 months and fucks up your head.
You're right.
And you go over there
The
and you
fuck
suck his
boys.
dick or you eat her pussy. And at the end of it all, bro, 2 things happen. Either the thing that happened in Boomerang, which is why I love Boomerang, and what happens in real life. Or you
You're
make the
right.
jump and you switch governments. When you know what? When you cheat on somebody to get somebody, that's never
You
going to
can't
work
do
out
it
down
because
the
then
road.
it's in their mind all
It's
the
in
time.
both of your
Yeah.
minds. So at that point, you have to decide, you know what? This made me realize how much I love that person. You don't go home. You don't rat yourself out. You just don't do it again.
Did I tell you what happened with the one threesome that I had? I had a threesome. I've only had one threesome, and it wasn't my relationship. I was like the guest star in this other couple, right? And they're friends of mine. So I'm friends with both of them, but closer to the girl. And basically the girl is like, hey, we always wanted to have a threesome, and, he's super into you. So we did it. And then, wouldn't you know, afterwards, the guy starts hitting me up on the side all the time and telling me, like, how he just wants to hook up with me by himself and stuff. And then I didn't know what to do because I'm like, do I tell my girlfriend because we're friends? But I don't want to ruin their relationship because they have a good thing going. At least I thought. So I kind of learned a lesson, which is to never, ever have a threesome with your friends. Like, never.
Oh, that time with the guy with the hotel, and they came out here, he left her.
Oh, I told you about that.
Yeah,
I
told me.
didn't do it. I didn't do it then because they came out here and they got a hotel room near the Long Beach Laugh Factory, like, hoping I would do it. But I said I couldn't do it like ordering pizza. Like, it had to be organic. Like, we get drinks, and if it happens, it happens. But then the next time I was in Vegas, we ended up doing it. It was so fun. It was so fun.
So you did it again?
Oh, no. I told you about it? Oh, I told you about it in Phoenix. But I didn't tell you on here.
You didn't go back?
One time.
So you did it only once?
Oh, wait. Well,
yeah. You got together
2 nights, but in one trip.
Right.
So twice,
So you got together 2 nights in the same trip.
It was so fun.
And then,
it was so
then
fun.
he wanted to leave her for that fucking little dirty bat down there.
That's basically
that's what happened.
Basically, yeah.
And she was calling you, crying. You shouldn't have sucked his dick that good.
It was.
He hasn't stopped talking about you. The fuck you think happens?
I don't know, but I mean, why would you? This chick is hot as fuck. She's cool. She's funny. Why would you leave a girl that has all these things and is letting you have threesomes? And I even said to this dude, I go, just so you know, I go, she's way cooler than me. Because if you were with me, you wouldn't be fucking other girls. Like, that wouldn't be happening.
Oh, no. You'd be gone in a month and a half because he'd fuck one of Jen or one of your girlfriends.
Probably.
These people are savages. See, they're savages.
Probably.
And I grew up with savages, man. I think about this girl I grew up with that played the field. And till this day, I always think about it. And how we were tight. We haven't spoken in 30 years because her world changed completely. But I remember talking to her when she was 23 and 24. And I remember having her. She really thought she had the world by the balls. Like, you know.
Maybe she did.
No, she didn't. She was dating a dude that was married.
Ooh.
And their relationship was, well, he was going to leave her for her. And she was in love, guy. The guy had money. And he would pick her up, and he'd take her for 2-day cruises in Atlantic City. And the guy, bro, I tell you what, I grew up with the guy. He was dynamite. I loved him. And every time I hung out with him, there was always an adventure. He'd knock somebody out, or he'd do 90 and a 20 and get 3 tickets. And, well, you know what? They used to disappear. That was the beginning of blow. And they would get big bags and disappear for 4 days. And the mother'd be calling, and his father'd be looking for him. And I left. By that time, I left. I hadn't seen her since 85. But in 87, him and her did an all-nighter. They were driving home. Drunk driving. They crashed into an old couple.
Oh, shit.
And killed the couple.
Oh, no.
They let her go, and he had to do the time. But guess what? She was pregnant. So they moved her down to Florida. And nobody's ever seen anybody again.
No way.
Nobody was allowed to see anybody again. That was part of the deal.
That's scary, man. Why you don't party and drive?
But I still remember she was a knockout. She knew what she was doing. And what she was doing was, she was also fucking 2 best friends.
Yup, see?
She was
karma.
banging the good-looking mafia dude and the other.
Shit always comes back.
Listen, man.
Always comes back.
As soon as you do something, you open yourself for that person to do it to you. And then you're involved in a relationship where you get busted, you apologize, you promise you never do it. But in the meantime,
right?
Where were you that night? Why didn't you come home? Oh, I was mad at you, so I fucked Cynthia. Cynthia? The girl you know, and all of a sudden now, you got one up on him, he got one up on you. So now who's going to fuck who first?
Yeah.
So now you start sneaking around, and he starts sneaking around. And you know what,
also,
man?
it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Living a lie is so... I can't stand lying. Like, I would rather... I said this so many times. Like, there was a guy that I was into, right? And I told... He was a friend of a comic we know. I was like, hey, hook me up with your boy. And he gave him my number. We start texting. And we're supposed to hang out a couple times. And he kept blowing me off. So finally I go, what's your deal? You got a girlfriend? Why do you keep canceling? Guys don't cancel when they have plans with a chick. And he was like, I'll be really honest. I don't want to date you. I don't want to date anyone. I'm focused on my career. I just am looking for girls that are hot, that are cool, that just want to hook up. No guy was ever that blunt to me before, ever. You know, usually guys lie to you and tell you whatever you want to hear to fuck you. When he said that, it was the first time in my life I sat back and went, huh, all right, so I can like use this super hot guy for sex. I mean, maybe we'll have good sex, maybe not. So I said to him, let's have one drink, see if we have chemistry. If we do, you can come home with me. If we don't, call it a day. And then after that, we don't have to date. We can just see what this is. I swear to God, Joey, it was the most amazing booty call. I had him as a booty call for like 3 or 4 months. I still will hit him up every once in a while to this day if I'm not hooking up with anybody. And it's amazing because he was honest. Like, he was just honest up front. When people are honest, you can get so much further. If he would have lied to me and stuff, I'd probably be sitting here like thinking he's one of those fucking douchebag guys. Honesty gets you laid. That's the moral of the story.
Honesty has gotten, and I didn't know about honesty in a relationship. I thought you had to act like a fucking asshole and try to be cool. And I had a friend that was really good looking. He was very a mama's boy. He was very polite. But when he got a couple of drinks in him, he would get down to basics with women. And it was beautiful.
Like, he'd be super honest, you mean?
A little too honest.
Oh, is he mean?
In 1982, 81, I saw him work wonders with women.
Oh.
And he got away with it because he was super good looking. But it was his delivery.
Yeah, it's not the looks, because there's lots of hot guys that are not.
He would buy you a drink, talk to you for a little while.
It's the attitude.
And then very fucking in a stupid, stinky, that's what we used to call him, stinky. He's my brother. We don't talk. We haven't talked in 20 years. He would ask you in a subtle way, like, what's the story? Am I next with you or what?
Nuh-uh.
Like, he would say
that's so ballsy, it kind of works. I had a guy say to me one time, like, it was the third night we hung out. We hadn't had sex. And we were with a bunch of friends. And he paid for everyone. And he wasn't a rich guy. But he paid for, like, everybody's tab, which is a turn on. As a girl, when you pull that card, the girl goes, oh, shit, this guy doesn't mind spending money on me. He's cool to my friends. Like, it's like panty dropper, right? So then he's walking me back to my car. And I really couldn't fuck him that night because I had a super early morning and I had to work and I couldn't take him home with me. But I said to him, I go, I can't believe you paid for all my friends. You didn't have to do that. And he goes, it's all going to be worth it when I get that pussy, and I will. And I was like, you should come home with me. And then I took him home just because he said that. Like, I was fully not planning. I was like, I got to get sleep. I got to be responsible. And then he said that. And then I took him home. It's confidence.
At least you're on it. No. I told Lee all the time, go up to him, look him in the eye, and hit him right between the eyes. Even hit him a little bit harder. So they freeze in their fucking panties.
But don't be a fuck boy. That's my whole thing.
No.
Don't lie to, my thing is just don't lie to women, because there are enough girls out there now like me. I'm a little damaged. I kind of do want a relationship, but I think on the inside I really don't. So I date.
I'm a little damaged.
Yeah. But I think on the inside I want a good guy. I want a relationship, but I'm scared. So I date guys that I know won't commit or that'll hurt me just because I'm afraid of something real. So, I have a best friend who we'd probably have great sex, and I think he's hot, and we're best friends, but I won't date him because I'm scared. It might be like a real thing, and that freaks me out. So I keep dating fuckboys. But here's the thing. I'm just saying, look for a girl like me that's messed up, that doesn't need you to commit. Don't look for a girl. There's a lot of girls that want a guy. They want a relationship.
But every guy wants a girl to commit.
No, they don't.
Or another.
Oh, maybe. Just not me.
Yeah, unless they're fucking crazy. Every guy would, always look at you and go, okay, this might be the one. She's hot. She's this. But guys will always dismiss you over one thing. Maybe it's something that reminds them of their mother.
One thing. Jerry, it's like the Jerry Seinfeld thing. Like, there's just one little thing.
One thing. If you tell a guy the truth, let me tell you what happened in college. I had this threesome with this big black guy and this guy named Abdullah. He ain't calling you back. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's someone up, if he's Lee.
I think I've given away
Lee's
too much.
From Boston, if Lee's from Boston and you told Lee that in college and Lee was thinking about marrying you, he would go home short-circuited right there.
This is why I'm going to be single forever, because guys meet me and then they find out what I do, and then the first thing they do is hop on the internet and Google, and then up pops the Church of What's Happening Now, and me talking about eating guys' buttholes and getting peed on in the shower.
Well, they know that. They know all that stuff.
No, they don't.
Did he pee on your face or just your tits?
No. Ew. I would not let a guy pee on my face.
Well, where'd he pee?
Chest down.
Perfect. That's a nice night.
It wasn't that bad.
It smells like vinegar. It cleans everything.
It was only one time, though. I wouldn't make it a habit, because if it was splashing on my neck.
What were you thinking while this is going on? Like,
Honestly, I was thinking this has to be rock bottom. That's what I was saying. Like, it can't get worse, you know? But it did get worse. That was actually the first guy I dated after my ex-husband. The first relationship. Pee on you guy.
Lee, how you feeling over there, Lee?
I'm okay. I'm wondering how long it lasted after the pee. Did it go,
The relationship?
Yeah.
A while, like 6 more months.
Oh no, once you pee on somebody, they're in for sure.
That's like an
That's
engagement
it. That's
ring.
an engagement ring. Let me tell you something. I only met one chick that liked pee on her. It was crazy. It's
She
crazy.
liked it?
Yeah, she liked it.
Oh, why?
I never really asked. I was fucked up on drugs.
You were like,
She would do
excuse
it with
me.
me.
What is it about urine that turns you on?
She used to want to have sex with you and then wait around for you to pee. That first load of pee. She said that it turned her on.
Wait around. Wait. You,
Oh, it was disgusting. It was in Boulder, Colorado. It was disgusting. She was disgusting.
would you pee on her at the end, or would
Oh,
you
yeah,
pee
like
on
10
her
minutes later.
in the shower?
No, I just drag her into the shower and just pee on her chest and her face and her mouth.
Now, I think women are probably a little bit more forward. Did she ask you to do this like the first date? Or like the second date? Like
The
when-
first
It was
date.
a creepy relationship. It was a creepy fucking
What kind of, I want to
relationship.
know what kind of women Lee's going out with. Ask him. First date.
We used to buy Coke at the same place.
You and her?
Yeah, like we
I thought you meant me and you.
No, this girl used to go over there and used to buy Coke in Boulder. This started in maybe 86. He was like always my last hookup. Because he lived on the other side of Boulder where I ran. So I knew her from them, and I'd bump into her at bars.
Is that how you met her? Did you pass her buying drugs?
No, I'd pass her in this house. The
Okay.
guy had a really nice house.
Got it.
She was a nurse. She had like a cute boyfriend at the time. But when I'd see her, she'd stop and talk to me. And she'd tell me, just tell the boyfriend you know me from Pearls or something. And we'd talk, and the boyfriend came over and he'd shake my hand. This went on for a few years. I got married. I still saw her every 2 months. Well, guess what? Her and the boyfriend broke up. Right? So she was really cute. She was a nurse, but she always had the nurse outfit on. But she covered those titties. And she used to run like 18 miles a day. Her ass was
Wow.
tight. And I'm looking at her. She's a dirty white chick, just how I like them. She was a granola chick, like her armpits probably stunk and shit. So
It's hot.
I used to walk in front of my condos in Boulder. I used to drive out of there, and I'd see her walking. And after about a few months, one day I pulled up. I'm like, what are you doing? I forgot what the fuck her name was. She's like, great to see you. Oh, I go down to the hospital. I go across the street to take the bus. I go, no shit. We start talking. She goes, I live up there in those apartments right across the street, 3F, whatever the fuck it was. So she just lived over there. I'm married. I got a kid. I ain't bothering nobody. In those days, I was in and out of the halfway house. I never even thought of it like that. One day, my wife leaves, and I'm in that apartment by myself. And one night, you know me, I get a little package, and I fucking do a few lines, and I'm like, who the fuck can I call for a piece of ass?
Wow.
And I go, oh my God, the girl across the street. And I went across the street, went up to her door. I fucking couldn't do it. I went over. She had like a sliding glass of the curtain, and she was just sitting on the couch with her street clothes, watching TV by herself. I couldn't do it.
Really?
I couldn't do it. It took me like 2 weeks. I tried to get a number from the drug dealer. He wouldn't go for it. He wouldn't fucking go
Oh, I
for
thought
it.
you meant you couldn't do it because, like, you felt bad to do it. You mean you actually...
I couldn't just knock on her fucking door. I was raised, you got to call a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, at that time,
But you
it
were
was
married, right?
1991. We were just separated.
Oh, you're separated.
We were separated.
Oh, my God.
I was a little heartbroken, but
I
still, I
gotcha.
wanted a piece of ass.
And you
she
wouldn't
was
just
hot.
knock on her door and ask?
No.
Wow.
And then one
But to
night
me,
I
that's
got,
really more personal than a phone call.
Then one night I got hammered, and I stayed by my balcony, and I saw her get out of her door, and she had like a dog. And she went to walk him, and I ran downstairs, and I made believe like I was going to the liquor store. And she's like, Joey, what are you doing? I go, I'm going to the liquor store. She goes, so am I. We walked over to the liquor store, and we both got like booze, and she goes, what are you going to do? I go, I'm going to go home. Come over to my place. Gotcha. It was over, because she was like a drunk that would give it up. You know what I'm saying?
The drunks. I mean, you know what's funny is, like, back then, neighbors would knock on your door sometimes for things. But imagine now if someone showed up. Like, if someone just showed up at my apartment and knocked on my door, like a guy that I knew was interested in me but didn't live in my building or something, I would freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
That happened to me. Did I tell you that?
No, sure it happens to you.
That's not normal. I don't think that happened.
It's not supposed to happen, but people don't know the fucking rules sometimes.
Yeah, I had a guy show up. This was actually super creepy. I had a rap party for my Playboy Channel show. A guy showed up there, and he was like, "Hey, Kate, I live in your building." And I was like, "Oh, that's weird. I've never seen you before." He's like, "Yeah, I happened to be at the pool, and I saw the party. I thought I'd stop by." It was at, like, the W Hotel pool. So I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you. Say hi in the building sometime." Then the next couple days, I kept running into him in my building, like in the laundry room, in the garage. And I was like, "Oh, hey, man, it's so weird. I never saw you." Now all of a sudden I'm seeing him all the time. And then the next night, I get a knock on my door at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's this guy. And he's like, "Hey, I just need to talk to you." And he looks strung out, right? And I didn't open the door. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm in bed. You should take off." And he was like, "I got to talk to you. It's really important." And I was like, "Listen, I'm going to call the cops if you don't leave. Like, you're freaking me out." So he leaves. I never see him again. It turns out he doesn't live in my building. He was just like some creeper.
Yeah, no.
How scary is that?
Dog, I don't suggest nobody to open up a fucking door. Unless I got your number and I
Ever.
call you like a gentleman and go, "Okay, I got to come over. I got to talk to you about something. I got an itch in my heart."
An itch in my heart.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, "Hang on while I puke." One second.
Yeah,
One second.
no, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I can't imagine people coming over your house, so I didn't. But that night with the dog, I went up there and I talked to her. I think we made out, and she was like, "Okay, you can knock whenever you want."
Damn.
Because I told her, so I came up there one night, but I was kind of embarrassed. And I went up there one night, looked in the curtain, and there she was, like in lingerie, like half drunk. She had been waiting for me, since 8. It's like 12 o'clock at night. And I knocked on the door, and I remember going in there, and we swapped spit, and we went at it for a little while. And after the whole thing was over, she goes, wait, did you come on my stomach? I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "When you pee, I want you to pee on me." And I'm like, "What?" I was fucked up.
When you pee.
And I go, "Where would you like me to do this?" She goes, "In the shower. Hurry up."
Did she want it on her face?
Everywhere. Her hair. And then she would shower right
I wish
after
you
that.
we could call her. I wish you still had her number. I want to know why.
I don't want to have her number. If somebody lets you pee on them, I want those people gone from your
Hey,
life
I
the
let
next
my
day.
boyfriend pee on me.
Yeah, but if you still talk to him, you're a fucking mook the law.
Do you know
what I'm
you
saying?
said something to me on this podcast that I took with me to my soul? You said, if you let a guy fuck you in the butt, he'll never take you to dinner again.
Yeah.
And I let a guy do that. Only one. And I told you about it on here.
Yeah.
He never took me to dinner
No,
again. And then we ended
never.
up not, and then it ended.
Never. Once a guy fucks in the ass, you're
So don't let guys do it ever, basically.
No, I didn't say that. Let them invest a little bit. Let them give you love. Let them buy
Maybe
you
like
some
an
stuff.
anniversary present.
Some guys, that's all they... Listen, when 1979, the year my mother died, all I wanted to be was a purple belt. You know what I'm saying? That's all I
Purple
wanted to
belt.
be is a purple belt.
Okay.
The point of the story is some guys just want to fuck you in the ass and toodaloo. That's the point of that story.
I like that you somehow managed to loop in the year your mom died with
With the,
getting
all I
fucked in
want
the
to be
ass.
is a purple belt.
And
That's
the
all I
purple
want to be
belt.
was a purple belt.
Do you ever cry at jujitsu?
Today I almost cried.
How really?
No, not cry like that. Like cry, no.
I cried at yoga today.
Because you got emotions that are deep into your soul.
I know.
And when you start stretching, instead of the blood flowing,
Yeah.
you get all this shit that comes out of you. It's like quitting coke and going and sweating.
It was embarrassing as fuck. And then
It happens.
I
You
started
gotta-
thinking about maybe there's a better workout where I won't cry ever.
Well, sometimes doing certain things brings a certain emotion out in you. I don't know how to describe it. Like this
yeah, I
time,
know. That's
Last night, my wife was watching something. It was the tribute to the Bee Gees.
oh.
All right, she was just scrolling. She was waiting for The Walking Dead, whatever the fuck she watches on Sunday nights. To make my point, she was watching this thing with the Bee Gees and shit, and I'm hearing that Staying Alive music and all that from that album. And I sit down, and I'm watching this, and Travolta goes up there with his fucking plastic surgery and shit, and he goes, "You know what? You know, like this." And I'm looking at him, like ready to laugh at him, and I'm about to put the music down, like. Look
Right.
at these people trying to say it. And I was like, oh, wait a second. They're honoring the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
And number two, this guy Travolta was just creepy as fuck. said something that he said something like, "This isn't your generation." I still remember getting 5 of my boys, chipping in, getting a nickel bag, getting a bottle of blackberry brandy, and maybe 6 wine coolers, and drinking this, smoking this, and going to see Saturday Night Fever in the movie theater. And I gotta tell you something, Kate Quigley. I'm sitting there with my wife, and all of a sudden, just sitting there, tears started to flow out of my eyes. My nose, I couldn't breathe because my nose got congested because that music all of a sudden had struck a chord.
It's music.
I saw myself in the 7th grade walking up the hill to catch the bus. I saw myself walking out of there dancing like we would dance after the, like with John Travolta. My brother knew John Travolta. He loads trucks over it. Yeah, everybody always knows somebody in Jersey. It was just, it took me back there. And I got emotional. I didn't know. I didn't even stretch. I was just sitting there.
It was the music today too, though. I think
Something.
It's the music. Yeah, this music came on. It just like, it's so easy, man. Like certain songs, they take you right back. It reminded me, you know what it was? It was some song that took me back to being a kid. My mom, the year my parents got divorced, my mom taking me to dance class. And then, this is so dumb, but my mom used to take us to dance class. She was single. And then like one day a week, we would go to Pizza Hut and we would get to put money in the jukebox. And that was like the highlight of my week, every week. And so my mom took me there and we would put money in the jukebox and play this song. It was this Whitney Houston song. And then it came on today and I started crying because I started thinking about my brother and sister and being little and my parents' divorce. And like, it's crazy. I still can cry over my parents' divorce. I still think it's my fault. In my 30s.
You know what would be fucking amazing? If that happened if you walked into a Pizza Hut and you smelled that pizza. And you
every time I smell pizza, I just start crying.
It's weird how your memory works.
That probably would happen.
I get soft at different times, and I go, Jesus, why'd that happen? Like, I'll think of it. Like the other day, we were talking about Stairway to Heaven with Rogan and all these people, and I was telling them why I thought Stairway to Heaven, they couldn't overturn it and say that they could have robbed it. You know why? You know what was the main, like, I said it the other day, it was an anthem for so many people. But most importantly, do you know how many people I know personally that died and that album was put in their casket?
No way,
or that
for
was
real?
played at their funeral.
Wow.
Oh my God, if you died after that song came out and you were like young, that's the song that came out at your funeral. Like that's how cheesy it got. It became the #1 requested song
at funerals.
No, in the fucking world. Like that was the #1 most requested song or something for 10 or 15 years.
Wow.
Something just unbelievable. How many people requested that song on radio stations? That's why they could never overturn that. How many people buried a loved one with Zeppelin 4 in the fucking casket?
It's pretty amazing.
Are you kidding me? I guarantee like I said, for a fact, I know 2 people.
I'm going to get buried with your comedy album in my casket.
No, don't do that shit. Don't say that shit to me. That's a kiss of death.
Literally.
I gotta come home and cut open a chicken and shit. You're putting the fucking kiss of death on me. Lisa, how you feel on the back? See, Lisa, you said you trained this weekend. The bong got you with the 1-2.
Right.
And then the fucking transmission fluid with the 2 stars, which is really
3
nothing.
stars.
How you feel?
So you ate how many, what's in the transmission fluid?
200.
200, so you ate 2, that's 4. And how many stars?
3.
3. That's 1,000. You could do that in your sleep.
That's true.
But you see from switching it up, how the tolerance changes. It's a different THC. The other one, this one's made with transmission fluid. The other one's made with hash. See, because if not, he wouldn't get high. He's higher than fuck.
I can tell. I thought he was a sleep person.
Well, you know how he is. He's half a fucking.
What did I do? What is this? I want some.
You can take whatever you want.
Well, I just meant in life, like, I got to buy this. This was great.
What, this little bomb?
It woke me up like Adderall.
This is the mule of death. Oh, this is the weed of death. This is called...
The weed of death? Oh, yeah, you said it's blue cookies.
Blue cookies. It's a sativa, whatever the fuck they call it.
I got to get into weed. I really do. You know, I think it would help my anxiety. I think it would be good for... I have a lot of issues. I get too in my head. I overthink
your mind runs away with you, which is could be bad.
And good.
Could be good with the weed. But it's funny because my wife came in excited today. And she's like, listen, there's some lady who had a baby. And then she had menopause. depression and this and that. So they gave her Zoloft and this, and that. And all of a sudden, she started smoking weed. Now she writes a blog, the Potty Mommy or something like that.
Potty Mommy?
Something. She's from Studio City or something. She goes, you got to read her stuff. So I'm going to check it out. My wife has the name at the house.
I kind of want to go and like I've heard that you can go and they'll like tell them what's wrong with you and they'll tell you what kind of weed to buy.
Listen,
for your issue.
Let me explain something. You don't have to do that. I can already see what kind of weed you need. You need this in the morning. As soon as you wake up, after you drink your coffee, you drink coffee?
Yeah.
A little cup of coffee, you get balanced out. You wash yourself, you wash your hair, you get all dolled up. Then you do one little bong of this.
Just one.
Just one out the window. Exhale all the bad energy that you were thinking about in the shower. Whoever you hate that day, whoever you don't want to see.
No hate.
Take them out of your life with that exhale. And the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes of your day, they'll be the most creative time you'll ever have in your life. You'll love it so much that you'll make time for that creative domain.
I believe it.
As in, you have a call at 9, you'll cancel your spot the night before because you'll get up at 5. Because you fell in love with a part of the day that you didn't know existed. And guess what? There's only one person who lives there. You. Oh my God, it's the spookiest fucking thing. Listen, when you wake up at 4:30, but you set the timer for your coffee for 4:15, and you get up.
You get up at 4:15?
When I first started this process, which is writing a blog no matter what on Monday mornings on MySpace, when this started, I knew I was dead. I knew I had to do something. So worst case scenario, I know plenty of comedy writers that it just got awful.
Yeah.
I knew I could write. So on Mondays, I started writing a blog. And I would force myself. On Mondays, I would write it, but I would start preparing it the day afterward in a notebook.
Oh, wow. All week.
So how I did it was, I'd get up at 4:30. I'd drink a little bit of coffee. I'd smoke a bong hit. I'd make notes. And then I'd walk across the street at 5 a.m. and walk into the YMCA with my mind on fire. Okay? This is the shit that
And then would you work out?
I don't drop this on.
Would you work out?
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Why are you getting out of the game?
Oh shit. Where's the lighter? I'm not ahead. I'm so into this.
At 5 in the morning, when your mind is on a sativa, maybe 2 or 3 bong hits too many that you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that sativa actually makes you, at 400 pounds, get up, put flip-flops on, put a bathing suit on, put a hooded sweatshirt on with a t-shirt, and I would go across the street. I would fucking hang up my jacket. I would have a towel. And the first thing I would do is I would go in the steam room and throw some eucalyptus in that motherfucker. And they'd say, don't put the hose on the thermometer. Listen to me. I would bury the hose under the cold water. I would make that room go down to 3,000 fucking degrees. You could cook a turkey in there. And I'd put the eucalyptus in there. And it would open me the fuck up. All that phlegm and all that fucking malukia you have in your lungs. You just start spitting it out by the chunks. And it would pull the top core of your skin out. All those little minerals that when you go to In-N-Out Burger and when you eat somebody's asshole, they have sodium in their pussy or something. You get, and then I would jump. Listen to what I would do. I would take that same hose, put it all over me, and go into the sauna. And I would go back and forth with that sativa mind on fire, just trying to remember the jokes and the thoughts. And then after I do that for about 20 minutes, I'd run out into the pool, the heated pool, and I'd do laps for like 40 minutes. I'd come in, I'd do a steam, another sauna, I'd wash my pussy, and I'd walk back. My wife wouldn't get up till 8 those days. So I'd get back around 6. So I gave me 2 hours.
Yeah.
By myself after exercise to write.
That's
You're
the
a
best
young
time.
girl. You can pull this off. I'm an old man. I can't get up. Heart attacks happen between 6 and 12.
4 a.m. Did you take naps?
Sometimes.
But you could get up at 4 and go till your spot at night and stay up, and so you're.
I would take a nap. You're right. I would take a nap.
I was gonna say that I'd be so tired to go on.
An hour and a half nap.
Yeah.
But I would do that 5 days a week, just to prepare myself to write. To give my. I read one of those books, by like Spielberg or somebody, and they said to give yourself a window. And I go, what a better window to force myself to do two things I hate to do: exercise and write.
You know, honestly, working out makes me so creative. I always write the most jokes right after my work or during. Like if I go for a hike, I hike alone a lot. Like I like to write on my hikes. While I'm hiking, I just you see shit that inspires you. Yeah, I really do.
It's really a weird world when you have to. Like for years, I went on the road and didn't do anything healthy. Now I go on the road and I'm healthier on the road than when I am at home, because there's no raisins covered with yogurt in my fucking closet.
Yeah.
You know, now I got pretzels at the fucking house covered with yogurt. I told my wife, stop buying those fucking things. I come in here at midnight, I'm fucking starving.
It sounds weird, but like I read an article a few years ago, with interview with Kevin Hart, and he was talking about how fitness is so important for stand-up.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and he was like, I train for it like as if I was an athlete, because your mind's
and everything.
Yeah. Because your mind's got to be sharp, and for your mind to be sharp, your body's got to be sharp. And I mean, it's not about like how you look, but just like being physically healthy is so huge.
You know, for years I did stand up and I was a mess. And part of my mess was that I wasn't working out. I was telling my wife today that my wife and I were talking about a shirt we found. Before we got married, we lived on Schrader Street. Was it Schrader? And there was a closet we had with old T-shirts. And one night she goes, what are we going to do with these clothes? And this was back in my fucking cigarette, cocaine, reefer, whatever you had, I did. And she pulled out, Lee, come out of your coma. She pulled out this white shirt, like a white T-shirt, long sleeve. You should have seen what the armpits look like.
Oh, God.
They look like coffee filters.
Oh, no.
Like from what I was sweating through my body. But you know why? Because I wasn't sweating. When you don't sweat and you release that shit, it builds up. I didn't know, listen, guys, did I know this at fucking 30? No. But I know now I'm addicted to sweat.
I am too.
Like instead of cocaine, I transferred that. Like now when I go on the road, when I get my whatever sheet, when they send me the sheet the night before, first thing I fucking do is I look at the hotel, and I look to see what type of weights they have. I can't swim anymore, but now these hotels have great gyms.
How come you can't swim?
Because the water in my ear. I got to go back to the doctor Wednesday at 3.
Because I love swimming.
I love it too, especially at those hotels, especially Friday.
It's empty.
You swim Friday, and then Saturday you lift weights and do the elliptical.
Yeah,
so
I love
you put together a great little fucking workout. You know, when I go away now, that's the first thing I plan. Is that because I know by 3 o'clock, I'll get up, I'll take a nap, I'll watch Gangland, I'll eat breakfast, I'll do radio. But at 3 o'clock, you get a certain itch. And it's the weirdest itch.
You almost can't wake up, right? Until you do it. Your brain's like cloudy.
So you get your fucking iPod, you go down to the gym, you stretch, you do the bicycle for 10, 15 minutes, you do push-ups, sit-ups, and then I would just lift weights. I'd do a cycle and then fucking do the elliptical for 40, and I would walk out of there shaking. But I already knew what I was going to eat. I already knew that when I got upstairs, I already had a protein shake in my room from CVS, plus I was going to call the front bar and tell them to throw a salmon steak for me with a salad with blue cheese dressing. I go in the shower, I wash my pussy, so I don't have to waste time at the front bar. I go downstairs, my salmon's ready. I eat. I go up. No, I still got an hour to write now. So while I'm digesting in the room, smoking the vapor pen, eating nicotine gum like a motherfucker, getting ready for the 7:45 pickup. You understand me?
Yes.
You're digesting, you're thinking, you're resting, you're living like fucking Theodore. You know what I'm saying?
It's the best. It's literally
it really
the best.
is.
I can't. And also,
my day is planned to the ultimate on the road.
Your days are always planned to the ultimate.
People come to me on the road. They want to do this. They want to do that. Listen, you're in no danger of doing nothing.
Right?
I'm going to give you the window. I got 2 or 3 hours to do press. After
that's it.
I don't give a fuck if people coming out.
You know, also though, like, and clearly I'm no kind of psychologist or anything like that, but I get really super fucking depressed, and for a while I thought, like, maybe I should get on something for depression. And for me, when I work out, it's insane. I go outside. That's why I hike, because the sun, a little vitamin D
is, listen,
blood.
I tell Lee all the time, people got tested here in California, did a survey, and everybody was low on vitamin D.
Which is crazy, because we have so much sun.
Every
go
day.
Outside.
5-10 minutes I go. There's days I get up going, oh my God, I can't wait to go to jiu-jitsu. And I go outside and I go,
You don't want to be
I'm
inside.
gonna put my boxing gloves on. I'm gonna hit the bag behind the house.
Oh, that's so
I'm
fun.
gonna jump some rope. I'm gonna do some kettlebells. I'll do some fucking back things that they taught you tactical fitness. I'll do a push-ups, sit-ups. I'll do hip escapes on the grass. That's why I got. If you look at my legs, I got scratches and shit.
It's so
and
fun.
I basically do it to get the sweat, to make the suntan you with your own personal sweat. It gives you a different type of color. It gives you a different type of glare. It's not like putting.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you.
You think you get a different shade of tan?
You go outside at 11:30 and you do a body weight exercise with a dumbbell, okay, for 40 minutes, and let your body really get drenched.
I want to come over and hit the bag. I would do that.
Smell the first layer of sweat that comes out of your body and the thickness of it. It's a little on the thicker side. But it's just very, I mean, you really can't prove it, but you can. Because after that, you feel the next stuff that's coming out. When you feel that, and you, instead of drying off in between swings or curls or whatever the fuck you're doing,
Just let it go.
you sit out in the sun and you let that sun bake that. A day or two later, look at your face. You're going to go, wow, what did I do? Oh, it's the water treatment. No, it's the way that the sweat, because it was natural. It wasn't like you can't put suntan powder under here and shit.
Suntan powder?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It was on your eyelids. Fucking natural sweat, the way it absorbs the sun, is the best feeling in the world.
You better tan.
It's a better tan.
It is the best feeling.
No, I know.
I totally
Cuban
agree.
people.
I totally agree.
Cuban people ain't got no suntan lotion. Look at them.
Look at them.
Look at what happens.
Gorgeous.
No, not about gorgeous. The skin color.
Yeah.
They live off their sweat.
I can't go outside in the sun.
You're a fucking sack of shit. You can do whatever you want. You're Jewish. You got the world by the balls. And Jewish, they got Arab people. They got mountain. They got desert Jews. They got black Jews.
Did Lee tell you I hit him up to go hiking? I invited him to come hiking with me. I'm going to make you go out. And he was like, what did you write me back? You said, just so you know, I do want to get in shape, but I hate working out and I hate walking.
Is that what he said to you? Oh, yeah, he hates walking.
And I was like, well, that's not really a way for you to get in shape. If you can't walk, we're going to have a problem.
I saw a thing on Instagram of they're still doing the shaker things, and I think it's for like jiu-jitsu people, but I was hoping it was real.
What shaker? That shake weights?
No, like when they put the band around you and you stand on like a machine that shakes you up and down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you still have to stand for that. So no.
I could stand for that. How long does it take?
You stand on it and it vibrates, but like you're supposed to do other exercises with that. You don't just stand on a vibrating machine. I don't think.
What do you
that's
mean a vibrating machine? You stand there and they put a belt around you?
There's a thing at the gym that
In the 1950s?
It vibrates and it's supposed to make you like engage all your muscles to balance, so you tone up and burn extra calories just standing on it. I forget what it's called. It's something plate or something. I don't know. You okay?
Ooh, that edible got to me tonight.
Oh, shit. I feel great. I had my first ever sativa. I do a lot of firsts on here. I wonder what else I could do for the first time on here.
Wait till the show's over. Hey, Tarzan, 500 milligrams, and I feel good.
You did 500.
You look good.
When did you do 500?
Tonight, before, bro, what do you think you're dealing with?
I don't remember you.
You're an amateur Duluth. This is Uncle Joey here.
Well, I'm proud of you. How did it feel on doing it for 40 days?
I feel high. Not like the world's gonna end. You know
That's good. That's always a good feeling when
Sure.
you don't think the world is ending.
Listen, man, there was a couple nights I had scares in the seat. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. 2,000.
In this seat.
Listen, sometimes you get fucked up at the house. You forget they're in your system.
Last time I was here, I was freaking the fuck out.
Were you? What
Yeah.
did you eat last time?
Mushrooms, but I never did them. Well,
What do
here's
you
what
wanna do
happened.
tonight? What do
I
you wanna
brought
do
nothing.
tonight?
I brought tequila.
Forget about the tequila. You gotta do
No,
something.
last time, and then
You
I
bought the
did an
free- what's it say on your
edible.
shirt?
It says free
Yeah,
hugs.
forget about free hugs. Straight.
And
You
then,
gotta-
and then I
you gotta
did it.
drink tequila. We got a half a Cosby pill. What do you want to do?
No, I don't. I don't
sure?
know. But last time I did weed. I did an edible, a Death Star thing, and tequila
You want
and
a half
mushrooms.
a Death Star?
No, this
Why
is
not?
good. I like this stuff.
All right, that's yours. That's your own personal sativa. We got a pipe for you.
But I'm saying last time I was here, every time I would start a sentence, by the time it was so weird. By the time I would get to the end of the sentence, I wouldn't remember the beginning. So I kept feeling like maybe I was starting stories and ending different stories. I was so fucked up. So fucked. That was the only time ever. And I went home that night alone. And I swear to God, I got on my phone. I started like texting every guy I've slept with ever, like, come over, I'm on mushrooms. And no one would come over. I just wanted to. I heard sex on mushrooms is amazing, so I wanted to try it. Did you try it?
What?
Sex on mushrooms?
I had a hard. Those drugs never really, for me, they didn't work to have sex. I didn't do mushrooms till I moved to Colorado. And
Really?
the 2 or 3 times I did mushroom, I didn't really want to be with anybody because I had diarrhea. On some people, the chemical imbalance
Immediately?
gives you the squirts.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to have rotten ass when you're trying to fuck and suck and
Ew.
eat mushroom ass. You know what I'm saying? It's bad
Yeah,
enough.
it sounds
You're
pretty
eating
awful.
mushroom ass and
Yeah.
all of a sudden it smells like shit in the room. So, no.
Okay. Hey, when that happens.
Yeah,
I was a coke.
I've never had that.
I was
problem.
a coke, pill, booze, sex type of motherfucker. Talk for a little while. Talk some shit. You know what I'm saying? What do you do,
Sure.
Kate?
Yeah.
What do your parents do, Kate? Really? No shit. Kate, let me ask you something. You gonna take the shirt off or you gonna just sit there
Right.
looking good?
Yeah.
And after a couple more lines, you take the shirt off,
Uh-huh.
the pants come off, then you just fuck around for a little while. You dance, we put on...
You dance naked.
No, not naked. What, do you think I'm
I'm
a
just
savage?
picturing you like standing there, just
No,
like
no,
swinging
no,
your
no.
dick around.
No, I'm a professional. I'll let you dance for a little while with the heels on and the little underwear.
The
with
girl
percent-
dances for you.
Yeah, just sit there and watch.
I don't do that.
We're doing a
A
couple
guy
bump-
would run away screaming.
No, you're
I'm very clumsy.
sensual. No.
I'm sensual, but when I try to dance in heels, I fall
You
over.
don't have to dance,
Take
Kate.
the heels off then.
Kate, you don't have to dance.
Do you know that I had a fan hit up there's some website where you can order private videos of like people that you're really into, and this guy hit them up and was like, I want a private video of Kate just doing something sexy. I know she doesn't do nudity, whatever. So I don't do nudity. So they called me and were like, what are you down to do? This guy's gonna pay a lot of money. And I was like, well, my friend is a stripper. Why doesn't she give me a lesson in lap dancing so she can teach me how to give a lap dance? When I tell you, it was the most fucking awful, terrible lap
You're
dancing.
not a lap dancer.
I couldn't
don't
even
see you
walk
as a
from
lap
the.
dancer.
I couldn't walk from the wall to the chair without stumbling.
I'm
like
talking
I'm
about
so.
you with an elegant dress
Oh,
with some slits on the side, no panties on, no top on, just the smell of seduction. With heels on, suntan legs, AC/DC,
ACDC.
put it on, night prowler. See, a lot of women want to shake their tits and they want to shake their ass and show you their fucking pussy. If you can't dance to this song is the toughest dance a woman could dance to, but she really doesn't have to dance. It's all in her hips and how she attacks you with this fucking jam.
I want to hear it.
We're gonna listen to it real fast. I don't want to the people. This is how it. You never heard this in the strip club? When this come on, all the clumsy girls leave, but the bitches who know how to make money, they gotta freeze right there. You gotta freeze and just move your little hips. You don't have to take nothing off. There you go, Kate. You just drop that motherfucker right there.
That's easy.
Yeah, you pull your skirt up a little bit. The bush comes out a little bit, and that's what it is. Just a bush through the skirt.
Is it the 70s?
Whatever. You have to have a bush to fucking seduce him. Listen, I'm starting a company
What?
where you can glue a bush on like a toupee.
Shut the
And
fuck
give him
up.
a
No,
choice.
you're not.
I patented it already.
No, you're
Me
not.
and this Jew named Greenstein. He's a genius
You're selling toupee.
for the pussy, just in case you
No,
want to
you're-
switch governments in between. You can freak out who you're with.
Please tell me
It's-
this is real.
I swear to God, me and this guy been
Oh
planning
my
it.
god.
We fucking got a
What
patent.
does it stick on with?
It sticks on with it like you only have 3 hours for it to stick on.
Sure.
So let's say you bring the guy home. You go, let me go check myself out. You go see what your pussy smells like.
It's like a weave for
You
your
dry it
vagina.
off. No, and there's little strips, like a picture of Hitler, a picture of Charles Manson, a thing that says love, and they don't know
How's it gonna stay on when you're fucking?
because it's dry. When you come out, they'll go, ugh. And then we have the original bush, the OG bush, that sticks on with no gel. You come out and you have that on your pussy.
I have a question.
What,
Do you
dog?
have an extension that goes into the butthole? Like
Not yet.
No,
That's a different
nobody
device.
wants that.
That's
Well, some people might
listen,
want it.
guys like
Butthole
yeah,
hair.
no, not butthole hair to be wild and tropical. What we want it to be is trimmed, and like the asshole has like flowers coming out of it. Like, and it's just very much trimmed.
Flowers, like baby's breath.
When
just
I was
a
younger,
little
I
hint.
saw a girl who trimmed her asshole, and it was perfect.
Oh my god.
No.
I used to lick it. Yeah, it was tremendous. It was tremendous.
Wait a second, but here's what I'm picturing. So you get with somebody and you start fucking, and whatever it is that's holding this on is not gonna hold when you're,
Well, no. It's an illusion.
So then when it comes off,
so
isn't the
you come out and go, well, baby, what do you like? You know, a hairy monkey or a shaved monkey? And he'll go, I like it shaved. And you go, too bad. And you pull that skirt up, and it's a fucking swamp of hair. And he'll tell you, well, what are you going to do? And you rip it off in front of him. and throw it in his fucking face. Like a fucking, you're unleashing a superhero. That's a concert. That's what the wig companies call superhero.
Oh my god.
Superhero
perfect?
pussy hair.
I think that's
and
great.
Dick hair.
Yeah.
You shave.
Dick hair too?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can make a lot of money with hipsters
Bro,
doing
who the fuck you
like
think
I
you're
like
dealing
chest
with?
hair.
I like the dick hair idea.
No, what the fuck you think you're dealing with? You think I'm paying attention here? You think I'm hanging out
What
with
about
these
chest hair also? Can
You
we
don't
get
need
some
none of that shit. You
for
don't
the
need-
men?
No, you don't need chest hair. I'm still developing the asshole hair because I'm trying to find like dead Chinese people that'll donate their hair because that's the only thing that works for anal hair. Is soft.
Very
fuck-
fine.
Let me give
Yeah.
some shout outs here real quick.
how do dead people donate things?
Because before they die, they say donate my fucking asshole
You
hair.
can only have Asian hair.
I want to give a shout out and my sorrows to Mr. 252 HBI to Zizzle 252. He's going through a thing with his family. Our prayers go to his family. Jordan Campbell, Luis Jaime Rodriguez, Cody 1980. My tweets kill fascists. David Sharp, Sonny Erickson with the fucking Swedes. I love you. And the stand-up fan fella Chris L. And my main man Bergie. I hope your daughter's doing better. You know I love you motherfuckers to death. So what's next for my girl? So you got the agency now.
Yeah.
You told them you want to do action movies.
Well, they just asked me, like, what would be your ultimate, like, if you were going to shoot a movie, what would you want to do? And I said, like, an action comedy. Like, ride along but with chicks. Like, something where I get to, like, beat people up and do stunts.
Fuck that. You know
right?
what you want? You want to pull your hair back. You want to wear that little vest, tame it down a little bit, but show them the titties, make believe there's something even bigger than what there is under those guns. And get on TNT. Get on TNT and do one of those Rizzoli and Isles type show for 6 years. Nobody gets their feelings hurt. Everybody loves you. It's comedy, drama, but it's funny also.
That'd be fun.
That's what you want to get involved
That'd be fun.
in. And it's action. You
That'd
still
be fun.
chase drug dealers, you beat up guys, you know the deal.
You know, I have fun doing everything. That's the thing is that people always ask, like, what if I want to host, if I want to act. I have fun doing all of it. So, like, anything I get is fun. But, what else? I'm working on this Fuckboy Patrol show. So if you're dealing with a fuckboy, hit me up. I want to do this. We're doing
Now,
this.
what is the definition of a fuckboy?
Basically,
Just so Uncle Joey knows the terminologies here.
there's a few definitions in the Urban Dictionary, but basically it's just a guy that is only interested in fucking, but he'll lie to you to fuck you, and he's like, he pretends to care, but he's shallow. Like,
That's every guy.
no, it's not.
Listen, every guy wants to fuck you and finger bang you. Until
It's not
you have
every
a
guy.
nervous breakdown.
It's not every
and
guy.
tell him your dreams.
No,
And you break down. You tell him, I want to have children with you. My father's name is Edgar. You know,
No,
all that shit.
no,
And
no.
next thing you know, you're together because you had a nervous breakdown. Now we love each other.
It's like what we were talking about earlier, where we were talking about how, like, guys that are fucking around on a bunch of girls, but none of the girls know. It's just genuinely, like, guys that are shit. Like, not real men. Like, guys that are just fucking around being fuck boys. That's it. So the show's like Cops Meets Cheaters, kind of.
Do you date a lot of fuck boys?
I've dated some. Not on purpose.
And it's kind of sexy for a while. Like,
It's so fun.
in
Wow.
your mind,
That's the problem.
you know somebody who's doing something and you don't mind. You're in the back of your mind, you're like, I'm going to win them over. You know, my
Yeah,
pussy's the
of
best. My
course.
dick is the best.
There's a guy I hooked up with. We kind of dated, but really it was just, well, this happens to me a lot where I think I'm dating someone, but we're really just having sex. So we were kind of dating, and long story short, the sex was so fucking good. I was so blind to everything else. And we finally quit seeing each other. And then he hit me back up not too long ago to hook up. And I'm not dating anyone or fucking anyone. So I was like, sure, let's do it. We get together and we have the best sex, right? And then I'm hitting him up a few days later because I want to hook up again. And he was like, I'm busy. And I was like, it's been a week. Let's just fuck me already. Like, when are you free? And he wrote back, hey, just because I gave you some amazing dick, don't get an attitude with me. That's what he wrote me back. And all I thought is, that's the whole thing with fuckboys is that it's just like these guys that realize that the tables are kind of turned out here. Like, a great dick is hard to find. And they know. And he knows. And he knows I'm not hooking up with a lot of guys. He knows me. So he knows, like, in this scenario, like, you know, guys always say pussy has the power. In this scenario, the dick has the power. That's, like, basically a fuckboy, is a guy who realizes that the dick has the power.
I realize.
So you're just mad that he's has the power?
Sometimes the man, if the guy is really good in bed, I hate to admit it, but he does have a lot of power because that's very hard to find. Like, I can tell you're good in bed. Just
no, I'm not. Because I
can
come
tell.
in a minute.
No, you don't.
I come in a minute.
Bullshit.
Always.
But I
always.
can tell that you threw it down because
No.
you talk about choking girls.
Oh, yeah, you gotta
slapping them
fucking,
and,
you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't my growing up doing. But when I met the stripper, she used to make me give her a beating before sex, a good beating.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, that's what makes a guy good in bed. It's not about how fast he comes. It's about the attitude. It's about that, like, being a man.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean?
But not re-kicking you and dragging you across the floor before I eat your pussy is okay once if we're fucked up on drugs. You know what I'm saying? If you consent to it, it's okay. I remember one time she went to Vegas or something. And she came back on a Monday and she goes, I didn't cheat on you. I went to Vegas and I hung out with my girls. At that point, I didn't give a fuck. I'll never forget, I just pulled her by her hair and threw her into these tables. Like there were these bar stools. I just, because that's what she wanted.
You just made me reevaluate my whole dating life because you said it's okay once if we're fucked up on drugs. And I'm like, what? That's what I expect in all my relations. Like, I expect that all the time. When a guy doesn't fuck me like that,
How can I come over your house on a Wednesday and hit you with a shot to the mouth and tell me to suck my dick, you filthy animal?
I don't mean like show up in the middle of the day out of the blue and do it. Although if we're dating, that's cool.
No, if it's a Friday night, we get a couple of fucking sleeping pills.
Yeah. Well,
We get some blow, we
okay.
get some heroin and shit.
You're
You know,
right.
we tie you up a little bit, and we fuck you good. You know the deal.
I don't mean in the middle of the day, like you pop by for
We
lunch
fucking
and just start slapping me.
Dip your fucking nutsack
Who's
in your
we,
mouth.
by the way? Why is there two people?
No, I'm just saying. Me and the camera or Lee and the camera.
The
I don't
camera?
know. Yeah. You dip your nutsack in your mouth and
Joey,
make
do
you
you
enjoy.
ever tape your sexcapades?
Never.
Never?
That's disgusting.
Not even for yourself to watch?
No.
Huh.
I wouldn't have the heart to do something like that.
To yourself?
To nobody. What, myself?
Well, I mean, you could
To
do it with your
nobody.
wife.
No.
Do guys still jerk off to their wives ever? I'm asking Lee, like he knows. I always wondered that, like once you're with a girl, if you ever think about her. Because when I always turn the conversation to sex on this show. I need to change that.
No. This is who you are. You like doing this shit. You love the lifestyle. I only wish that, you got a steady boyfriend. He cleans up your little pussy act and so it could recover.
Joey.
And get used to one dick for 4 or 5 years, then you marry him.
I love one
and
dick.
Then pray to God that a sex tape don't come out of you or this guy.
There's no sex tape.
You never know with these creepy people.
But there's...
The porno guy must have cameras in his house. You know what I'm saying? You got to assume as soon as he goes in, he sneezes, and that's the code for the cameras to turn on. And there you are. I love you. I want this to be a relationship.
No.
And all of a sudden you get a hit show on ABC, and all of a sudden this pops up. You know what I'm saying? So be careful. You know I love you to death, and that shit does happen in this town. I don't trust nothing in this town.
You have a point.
I don't trust a fucking thing in this town. There's these things that people do in this town. They go to these fucking massage places. If you go to these massage places, they all got fucking cameras.
You think?
I know for a fact.
In the room?
I asked a friend of mine that goes to them often if there's a mirror in his room. And he goes, there's a mirror in all the rooms.
Oh, of course.
I don't give a fuck what you say, Lee. You know what? I may be a fucking asshole, but maybe I'm not a fucking asshole.
So you think they're recording everyone just in case they catch somebody famous or something?
Nah, somebody famous. Somebody roughs up a girl. Maybe the tape's not playing. Maybe it's not the best quality. Maybe it
it's not a
erases
bad
in
idea
24 hours.
it's not a bad idea for a business to open a massage parlor and put a camera in there. But the thing is, it's illegal to tape someone without their consent. And when I actually,
What are they doing in fucking Vegas?
You can in Vegas, but in Vegas there's even some rule. You have to have one party's consent if you're filming two or something.
Listen, in Vegas, make sure. I've told Lee this 1,000 times. In Vegas, you got to assume they're taping you while you're in the shower.
No,
You have to assume
no
they're taping you in the
way.
bedroom. You have to assume. You have to assume.
Then I would never shower the whole
You have
time.
to assume these things, Caitlin.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
That they're taping you in the shower.
You have to look at every situation anymore. It's 2017.
Then I could never shower.
I didn't say that.
No, but then they would have naked tape of me.
I didn't say that. I said always assume that they could be watching you in Las Vegas. They're not fucking. They don't have 18 million in the basement and not be watching what's in their fucking building at all times. I remember getting coked up in those rooms and thinking to myself, like, are they watching me? Is that any time somebody gonna knock on the door? And nobody ever did. I was wrong. But just in case, now with what's going on in this country and shit, I would assume they're taping you everywhere.
I guess they,
Listen, I don't see no poles out here with cameras. So unless Lee planted a mouse in here for the Israeli army or something,
we should be good.
But you always have to assume in today's world
It's creepy.
that somebody's listening when you're on the phone.
Well, who did I read? Bill Gates always keeps a piece of tape over his webcam on his laptop because he thinks people are watching.
Always. You have to assume. There you are whacking off, giggling like an asshole. And somebody in Russia's throwing darts at your head. Going, look at this fucking babushka.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to think about that next time I show. I did live with a guy when I first moved to LA that I was positive had cameras everywhere in the house.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
It's something that's big now. It's big. It's easy to do. It's
True.
fucking super
So
simple.
easy to hide them.
It's super fucking simple.
True.
You get these guys that are douchebags. They tweet you. What do they call that game where you go on there and you
Catfish
scroll?
or
No, you scroll. When the fuck what's that app, Lee, that you scroll?
Okay.
If you want pussy, you go yes.
Tinder?
Tinder, yeah.
Tinder. You know, you meet somebody.
What's that game where if you hit
Yeah,
X,
whatever
you
the
want
fuck,
pussy,
Tinder.
and if you hit Y,
You
everyone.
meet somebody and like meet me at the railroad station.
Tinder is a dating app.
Whatever the fuck it is, you know what I'm saying? You trust everybody on there? You never
Fuck
know.
no, I would never invite someone over. Do you know what I do on there? Did I ever tell you what I do on Tinder?
What are you doing?
I go on Tinder when I'm bored. I just do this when I'm bored.
Surprise me, you know what I'm
And
saying?
I go on Tinder and I message guys and I pretend I just want like an easy hookup. But then I act as crazy as I can on purpose and I try to get the guys to block me. Like I try to see how much crazy guys will put up with if they're super horny and they want to fuck. And I write them all kinds of like dumb shit. Like I wrote to a guy and I was like, this is a true story. I wrote to a guy and I said that I really wanted to have sex. I was mad at my boyfriend because he cheated on me. And I really wanted to have sex in his car. And this guy is a cop. And he wrote back, oh, you know what? I'm a cop and I actually know how to break into cars. And I was like, okay, well, he works at a high school. So I want to do it during the day. And I want to get in the car, have sex, and then I want to take Polaroids and leave the photos in the car. And the guy was like, great, what high school? What time should I meet? This guy did not care. He was willing to lose his job to fuck. And then I was like, and also, I want you to poop in the car. I want you to take a crap on the passenger seat and leave it there for him. And he was like, okay, that might be a problem. Sometimes I have trouble pooping in public. I was like, I'll bring you diuretics. I just kept adding more and more shit onto the equation, and you just kept saying it. And I have this guy's photo off of this app, off of Tinder, and he has his police outfit on. So like his police badge, everything is there. That's how bad guys on Tinder just want to fuck. I literally have told guys I'm an axe murderer. I told a guy that I needed to have sex. I just got out of prison. And they're like, cool, what time? Where do you live? I told a guy that I only fuck with rattlesnakes in my bed.
Now, where you are on Tinder, as soon as you open the app, these are people that are local to you.
Yes.
Within how many minutes?
You can set the mileage for whatever you want.
What did you set that?
Like 20 miles.
That's 25 minutes with or without traffic.
Right.
You ain't fucking around, are you?
I don't really fuck them. I've never met a guy off Tinder. I just do it to fuck with them for fun.
One of these days, one of these guys gonna choke you to death. He's gonna see you in your little YouTube videos. He's gonna see that little asshole.
Well, now
He's gonna see that face and that smile.
Now it kind of happens.
You gotta get it together. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna fuck you to death. You're playing with the devil on that side. They'll come. They don't fuck around. Those
When
people.
they realize it's a joke, then I give them tickets to a show.
What joke? It ain't no fucking joke. When they go crazy, you ever see that movie with what's the strip club with black people that came out with Ice Cube and
Strip club.
remember? Oh my God, it came out like in '99. The club Players Club.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen the Players Club.
I'm gonna write it down.
This is what I'm talking about, Lee Syatt. Lee Syatt.
Have you
You've
seen
never
it?
seen
Lee?
the play? No, why would he?
I'm writing
He
this
watches
down.
Parks and Rec.
What year did it come out?
Huh?
What year did it come out?
99, 2000.
I'm sorry,
The
when I was
Players.
11. I wasn't watching the Players Club.
It was like a Chris Tucker type movie about strippers and
Yeah.
the girl that moves in with who else? Academy Award winner. What's the comedian? The black kid that did the movie with Tom Cruise and the cab driver. Jamie Foxx is in it. It's a good lineup. Jamie Foxx, Ice Cube.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna give you a book.
Bernie Mac,
Bernie Mac was very
Terrence
good.
Howard, Michael
Damn.
Clark Duncan,
Wow.
Faison Love, Lisa Ray McCoy.
The Players Club.
The Players motherfucking club. You know what I'm saying?
John Amos.
I can't have you
Oh.
there.
I'm
Charlie
not.
Murphy.
Charles just gonna
God
Oh.
rest his. The guy
Yeah.
from Hustle and Flow, the little black dude. It's fucking off the chain, Jack.
I'm not gonna end up in the Players Club. Be
All
fun.
right, I need you. You're
I'm
too
gonna be
beautiful.
fine.
You're my girl.
I love you.
I need you to be healthy. Lee, what's going on with you today? How you feeling? You relating to the fucking stars or what?
I'm feeling fucked up, but I'm okay.
I'm feeling fucked up, but I'm okay. Good. That's my dog over there. He's getting ready. He's coming up to Lovely Live. When does the old man come in? Don't. When does he come in? Wednesday? Beautiful. Perfect. We picked the old man up. We got a bag of fucking stars from.
You're there
He could
Wednesday to Sunday?
No, I'm doing Tuesday. Wednesday, we got to prep the old man and get him ready for Thursday.
Oh, wow.
I just can't throw him to the wolves on Thursday. Only an animal would do something like that to his father. And don't take him to lizard meat places. Take him to the Cactus. Turn him out to some good tacos. Stop fucking around with him.
I don't blame no lizard meat place.
Somebody got him sick last time. This fucking
You
guy.
got him sick.
I didn't get him sick. I only gave him stars of death and love. That's all I ever give that man. That's all he
That
wants
is all
from
you
Uncle
give
Joe.
out.
That's all
Lots
he
of
wants.
love.
He wants love and stars of death to father. He don't care about anything else. You excited? How long is he staying for? Like,
He's leaving Monday morning.
you driving him or you Ubering?
I'll probably have to Uber Monday morning.
Why? What are you doing with your life?
Because I have work I do.
What kind of work do you do on Monday
I
morning?
have work. I do.
I usually put up a podcast.
There you? All right.
This one or another one?
A different one.
Oh.
Lee's a man of many
Damn.
podcasts.
Look at you.
Lee's a man of many podcasts.
I should have Lee help me. I want to do another podcast about pooping. Did I tell you about it?
Sounds like a hit.
I swear to God, Nicole, Amy, Schreiber, and I, we want to do a podcast called The Poop Cast.
Look
We're gonna
at
have
Lee
you on
cracking
it.
funnies and shit.
I know, look at that shit. We're going to do a
Yeah.
show. It's going to be called The Poop Cast, and it's just going to
Lee
be...
has an idea of what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Lee's going to be the first...
God,
Dude,
I dare you to call Lee. You're never going to call back.
don't you think that it'd be so funny to have a different guest every week tell a story about pooping their pants, and that's the whole show? Just 10 minutes?
Not really. Who's going to be your sponsor? Toilet paper?
Yeah.
I mean, who the fuck?
Squatty potty.
No. You need to have respectable people. You know what I'm saying?
Who wouldn't tell that story? You probably have a great shitting your pants story. I'll bet you shit your pants at least twice.
About 10 times.
See?
Yeah, but I don't want to tell the stories to people. It's
You don't?
disgusting. Nobody wants to hear that shit that's civilized.
It's funny.
No. Who could sit there and talk about this shit that you
Yeah.
think is shit? It's
We just
disgusting.
talked about girls getting peed on.
Well, that's completely different. That's sexual.
I was going to say,
Me taking a shit in somebody's backyard at 4 in the morning,
But
where
see,
the kids swing is not.
that's a story I want to hear.
me
Why?
taking a shit in the
you know?
shower is not a good thing.
Ew.
Yeah, we
That's
were
not
animals.
shitting your pants in the
That's the
shower.
same thing. It's
Why'd
the
you
same
shit in
thing.
the shower?
Because that's the quickest hole. It's the same pipe.
No one
What's
shits
the
in the
drum?
shower.
If
Yes,
you're
you do,
lazy, you
sometimes.
just open up that.
You
leg.
shit. You do too.
I haven't in a while.
I was shitting, especially if I'm in a hotel and they got like a big hole.
But what if it's not?
Or sometimes I'll take the thing off and I'll pop it and let that shit go right down that tube.
What?
I'll push it in there with my finger.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Oh my God.
Is
I
that
got
what you want to hear?
nauseous. No.
So you hear white people stories.
That's
I was running
different.
down the street and in my sweatpants and I went to Starbucks and no, you want to hear about shit? I got shit stories. Putting it down your fucking toilet with your toe.
Yeah, your toe. That's what I don't do. The
I remember
finger.
shitting in the tub and picking it up and throwing it in the toilet for 6 feet
You
away.
might be changing my mind.
All right then what's wrong with you? I'm a professional.
Well,
Is that what you want to fucking hear?
No, I mean, I guess it's kind of
I
funny,
want you to
though. But
start
that was
I want you
funny.
to start a podcast for people who are very sincere about their first heartbreak. If they start fucking around, you're going to tell them I'm throwing you off the show. I want people to come in and talk about their first heartbreak and how that heartbreak has affected you even now today.
That's interesting.
It really is interesting. Last week, a couple of weeks ago, so there was a woman on the podcast, and I talked about a story that I wanted to apologize to a girl. That I took her virginity and then told her I couldn't date her anymore. Because she told me a story that her fucking mother was dead. I left there. At that age, I never heard that. At the age of 15, nobody ever told me that. I never met nobody who didn't have a mother.
Yeah.
So when you told me you didn't have a mother the first time, I didn't want to fuck you no more.
Really?
I was done. I went to basketball camp. I started dating a different girl.
Wow.
3 months later, when I found my mother dead, I thought about that girl.
Aw.
So till this day, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a really weird connection with the girl. But
That's interesting.
yeah, it's always bothered me. Like, things like that.
Thing is, how do you know your first heartbreak? Like, I mean, because...
Everybody knows their first heartbreak, unless they're fucking retarded.
No, but I mean, like... Because there were guys that I thought broke my heart, but then there's one that, like, definitely
Here's the
super
thing.
broke it.
Here's the thing. There's times you date people, and at the time you break up, you think he broke your heart. But
Right.
it's maybe 2 or 3 down the line that really break your heart.
Yeah.
From heartbreak, you learn about heartbreak, but you also learn how to get yourself out of heartbreak.
This is so
And
true.
those are the fun stories, you know.
So true. Like texting him from 45 phone numbers.
I remember I told you that in 85, I said, I'm done with all this. First of all, I had gone through 29 fucking pounds of coke in 4 months. And I had gone through 30 women. And every story I remember, Kate Quigley is one filthier than the other. Did I enjoy Kate Quigley when it was going on? Yeah. But till today, there's times I'm sitting there going, I wonder what the fuck happened to that girl and what she thinks happened today.
Yeah.
Like, we're both 50, we were both 21 at the time.
Yeah.
But it was just filth. It was just plain filth. Like, us just, you know, I always believed in, like, let's say we swapped spit, I sucked your titties, I fingered you, I fucked you, I ate your pussy, and that was it. I came in your stomach. This was like, you know, this is the first time you met this person. They're in your hotel room. They're naked an hour later. You're doing blow, you're fingering them, and next thing you know, it gets hot and nasty for 4 hours. Shit that, like Dice says, you wouldn't do to a farm animal. And all of a sudden you pass out from the quaaludes and you wake up next to that person. You're like, she's a piece of ass, but I can't have her around. If she sucked my balls for 2 hours straight, I can't, you know. Like, it's one of those disgusting things.
That shit never happens to me on the road. I guess it's
Not
different
on
for
the,
guys.
This was not on the road.
Oh, it's not on the road? This is
was
when
not
you're
on the
young.
road. This was in 1984 when I was kind of homeless. And I was just going out to bars. I would show up at a
Kind
bar.
of homeless?
Kind of homeless.
And you think you're not good in bed? You're fucking homeless getting girls to fuck you?
No. It wasn't the coke.
Do you know how hard it is to get laid homeless?
Listen, you go to a bar. It wasn't hard in those days to go to a bar. I would get an 8-ball and I would save a gram for after 3 a.m. And I would sell a gram to make money for the bar. And you'd walk in there at 1 o'clock and you just broke up with your boyfriend, but I know you like to do coke.
Yeah.
And we start talking, and all of a sudden at 3, you're like, what are you going to do? I would play innocent.
That's true.
What are you going to do? I don't know. Where do you live? Do you live close by? No. I was going to get a hotel room tonight. Why? What happened to where you live? They're painting. I would make up a story. They're painting, so they gave me money to get a hotel room. I was going to dick nut.
No way.
We come to my place. You know, I have vodka over there and gin. Oh, my God. You're going down, you know. It was just a night of filth. Very seldom did I leave those nights without something.
Wow.
Like, you're always left with a blowjob, or they fingered themselves in front of you. There was always some
Really?
point of disgust. Yeah, there was always, in that time frame, there was always one point of disgust. I went on like a 4-weekend tear in a row with 4 attractive women that would never look at me in any other situation of their life. And I made them do things that were totally, utterly fucking disgusting. To this day, I say a prayer for all of them every day.
You light candles for them at church?
Yeah, it was terrible. And then after I got cleaned up, I met a girl in Cresco, New Jersey, who was a sweet flower of a girl. And she didn't do drugs, and we would just hook up and drink a beer, and then I started messing. No sex. No sex.
Wow.
Fingering. I didn't get laid for a long time. For
Really?
like 8 months.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
And then I got on a plane, and that was it.
I don't know how girls can just like make out and hook up a little bit and not have sex. Like once I get turned on, it's really hard for me to say no.
Oh my God,
I don't have much of a second, third base area. I'm a first base to home run chick. You know what I mean?
She was a dirty white chick that was the stewardess on People's Express. And we were talking on the plane, we kept talking, and I knew this chick was dirty. And I threw a bait at her. I said, let me ask you something. What if when we get in Denver, we get a piece? And she goes, what are you talking about? And I go, maybe we'll get an 8-ball. And she goes, what are you talking about? I go, if I get an 8-ball, let's go back to a hotel room. I'm going to eat your pussy. And she looked at me and she was like, okay. And she goes, meet me by luggage. And we met by luggage. We walked out there like we knew each other. And we took a cab to like a hotel. There was no cocaine. She kept asking me about the whole cocaine.
You never got it?
Fuck no. I took her to the bar. I didn't even drink. That's how strong my game was. I didn't even drink.
Shut up.
I was 8 months without a piece of pussy. I had been striking out 3 fucking times on Fridays and Saturdays. I thought I was going mental. I thought there was something wrong with me. I was lifting weights. I was running.
I remember you saying
I was in
that's
shape.
crazy.
I had a gold chain. I had bracelets.
A gold
and
chain.
shit.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's why you were getting none.
I wasn't getting dick. And all of a sudden I got this fucking stewardess from Ohio or somewhere back in the room with a hairy pussy just giving me everything she's got. I thought, I go, who the fuck?
Then she ripped it off.
No, that's what I was hoping. Who the fuck would have thought that after all that time I would meet a girl on a fucking plane and have sex? And then she left and I left. I took a bus to Boulder. And as I'm walking the street of Boulder, I met another girl. And that night we didn't have sex, but 2 days later, we had sex.
It's like you opened the floodgates.
It's like I
broke the seal.
could not get arrested for 8 months. And all of a sudden I had 2 women I was talking to on the phone and shit.
That's kind of how it goes, I think. That's how it is for me. Like, I really, the last, 3 months have not dated or talked to anyone. And then all of a sudden, there's, a bunch. There's,
I could see it coming. I could see you're going to meet a nice guy, but you're going to be a pain in the ass. You want to fuck the male stripper.
No, I don't.
Guy.
No, I don't. I really don't. I'm done with that. I'm done with that.
It's so weird how I was
male
listening
stripper.
I was listening to Rat the other day. The other day I was listening to Ozzy's Boneyard with Jim Norton or something. And he was playing one of those Rat songs. And I kept remembering how he referenced to sex. How important it was. And for a while, I always knew I was shitty at sex. So I wouldn't hit on women for that. I would always go, I'm not going to hit on them just because I don't want to go through that fucking nightmare again. I would feel uncomfortable and I didn't have much to offer unless I get really dirty with you, and some women didn't like when you got really dirty with them. It was fucking crazy. It was tough it's not good, Kate Quigley. It's not good.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's fucking, I'm in my head about it. Like, I go there to get hypnotized
When
now.
was that?
Because when my heart beats a lot. What happened?
When was that you felt that way?
I think it started in 1985.
Oh, wow.
I was about 22 when that really went to, before that, I was having sex, but kid sex.
Yeah.
6 minutes, 7 minutes.
That's
type
kids.
of shit.
That's kids.
Yeah,
sex?
8 minutes. I was eating a little bit of pussy.
Yeah.
If you sucked it, you sucked it. If you didn't, I was fine with it in those days. I didn't want you to go against your basic rules.
Oh my God.
I was one of those. But it's like anything else. Once you come in a woman's mouth, that's all you want to do. You're like, I'm coming in everybody's fucking mouth now. I don't like it. Yeah, well, guess what? Papa's in town. This is
Would
different.
you even date a girl, honestly? Like, now you're married, but I met a girl when I was just in Texas who was like, you know what? I don't blow guys. She said, I just don't. It doesn't matter who he is. Doesn't matter how much I like him. I don't do that. And when they ask me, I just say, I don't do that. And I go, who dates you? Like, I can't imagine
Nobody.
any guy being cool with
Eventually,
that.
they gotta suck dick.
Right?
Eventually, yeah. Every man likes their dick sucked on payday. You know, something.
Payday.
On payday.
Every Friday,
When they
5:30.
bring home the rooster. And you know what's sad? That a lot of guys in the beginning of a relationship We'll say, that's fine. I'll deal with it. If I love you, I love you. But guess what? Those guys are going to bother you when you're going through pregnancy. They're going to ask you for a blowjob. And now you got to call their bluff. Well, you told me you were fine with it. Well, that was before you got knocked out. No, well, go help yourself with your hand. No. Tell them from the beginning, I like my dick sucked 8 different ways. The least way I like it is with an ice cube in your mouth. Everything else, I don't give a fuck. Put an ice cube in your mouth, suck my nutsack, and put whipped cream on my dick and take it for dessert. That's the kind of dick sucking I'm looking for. A good American. And at the end, I just blow a fucking hole in your throat with 2 or 3 ounces of fucking sperm juice that'll cripple your fucking jugular for 3 hours.
Jesus Christ.
You don't know what you have in your mouth, whether it's a martini. You don't know what's in your throat.
Oh, my God. Oh, ice in your mouth? That sounds awful.
You never sucked a dick with ice in your mouth?
No.
Oh, my God.
Ice?
A little piece of ice cube?
And
you suck the guy's balls?
No.
Come on, Kate. Don't tell me. Next time
That's
you bring one
good?
of those guys over. Absolutely.
Huh. All right.
Pop that little ice cube. I used to pop the ice in your pussy, take it out, and pop it in my mouth.
Yeah, I've
Like
had
a
guys
suck.
do it to me.
Oh,
I've never
yeah.
done it to a guy.
Did you go crazy when they took the ice cube out of your snatch and threw it in their mouth like a fucking lozenge?
I like some ice.
Yeah, I like all that shit. I did it to this little white Christian girl from Kansas. I was fingering her in the ice machine room. She was like a little waitress and shit. I just started coming.
The ice machine.
I'm all coked up and Valiumed up. This poor girl's on the up and up. She had like a Bahama mama, and then we started. I love this girl. We started swapping. It was like maybe our second date. She's hammered. I'm hammered on the pills and the blow. I'm fingering it, and it was right next to the ice machine. I pulled away from the ice machine. I took her hand of ice cubes, and I stuck them up her pussy. She just looked at me like she was a Christian. She played the organ at the church. I whipped that ice out, and I put it in my mouth, and I made her swap spit with me. I could feel her knees shivering. You understand me? She didn't know what had hit her.
Damn.
Like, this ain't college,
Damn.
bitch. And her dad owned the hotel, so he gave her the hotel. She had any room she wanted to in there, but she had a roommate, a Chinese girl, a Korean girl.
And?
Nuh-uh. So I fell in love with this girl. We would go in there while she was roommates and give me little hand jobs and little side blow
She were hooking up
jobs.
with both?
She was just a college girl. No. Me and this girl fell in love. I really loved her. But the Korean girl was banging. And I knew she was the devil incarnate. But in my heart, I never thought about it. I can be honest with you. I had just gotten divorced.
You're such a good guy.
No, because you know what, man? I could lie to you and tell you, yeah, I looked at her a couple times and said I'd love to fuck the shit out of her. But at the same time, I had just gotten divorced.
Yeah.
I was trying to be, so
Faithful.
now, but hold on, the story changes.
Of
About 6
course.
months later, we're at a party at a wedding, and this girl pulls me aside and says, listen, I wanted to tell you something. In about 3 months, I'm moving to New York. I got a job working for an ad agency. That's what I went to school for. I'm making a great salary. They're going to pay for an apartment for the first year. I said, that's fine. I go, what do you want to do? And she goes, we'll talk about it right before I leave. And it was fine, but something had happened. The little Asian girl got a job at the dealership I worked at, the Toyota dealership.
Oh, shit.
So we became little friends.
Sure.
And I would see her whenever she drank at lunch. She was a little crazy. She would say goofy things to me. If you show me yours, I'll show you mine. And I go, you serious? And she goes, no, I'm just testing you, you crazy motherfucker. But she was my friend. I liked her. So this girl left. And I told her, I'll be in New York in about 6 weeks to see you. I'll go out there and do comedy. Not that I was going to get paid. This is 19... Oh, my God, guys. This is 1993.
Yeah.
I was just getting 10 minutes if I was lucky.
Yeah.
And I, stayed home. So guess what else happened? This girl,
You guys hooked up.
her boyfriend of 2 years, also wanted to move to Seattle to find himself. And I'm looking at this girl. She's telling me the story at the dealership. And I'm looking at this girl. She's 24.
Smoking
You know
hot.
when you were 24.
Super hot.
You're ready. She's ready to go. She just needed a band leader. That's all she needed was a band leader to get her to her destination.
Right. In comes Uncle Joey
in my
to
heart-
lead the band.
And in my heart, I could say it like a man. It wasn't my intention. In my heart, I tried to not keep the relationship open with this girl, but I knew this wouldn't be good. And to be honest with you, I didn't think this was going to happen. She was that high level, good looking.
Damn. You thought she was out of your league?
I mean, perfect titties, perfect hips.
Yeah.
Cute, witty, Americanized.
Yeah.
Born in Korea but raised here. Perfect. Tall. She liked to when you climb on her face because the warmth from the cum would make her come. This is tremendous. When I heard this shit.
She said that?
So listen to me. So this goes on for about a month and a half. Me and her goombas. She's hanging out at the comedy shows. I'm giving her a ride home. One night I take her home and she goes, I really don't want to go home. I'm sick of going up there alone. Can I sleep over there by you? I had like a fucking 8-ball of coke on me. I go, come on. We went back to my house. I asked her, next thing you know, she's taking her panties off. We had to do it. And we stayed in that room for 4 days. I had never been with an Asian woman before.
Oh.
She was beautiful. That sake juice that came out of her monkey had me all fucked up, Jack. She was very sexual, very beautiful. And we just pretty much had a relationship. I mean, this girl was calling me and she'd be laying next to me.
Aww.
Like, what are you doing? No. The chick in New York. What?
Oh.
Would be calling me, and I'd be with the fucking chick, mugging up.
Oh, shit. I forgot all about the other girl.
But then the Korean chick pulled a double cross on me. Mm-hmm. She had a job, and she told me she was going to dinner with some dudes and some girls and shit. And I had a weird fucking feeling. So that night about midnight, I went over and there was one dude up there and he was naked. So I stopped talking to this freak.
So you were mad that she was hooking up with him even though you had a girlfriend?
You know how we do it, Frank. You know how we do it.
It's such a double standard.
It really fucking is.
It really is.
I was 30-something years old.
Guys get so territorial.
Even. This was when I first got divorced and I had just gone into this game. I didn't know this dating game. I'd been out of the game for 7 fucking years.
I get it. I can relate.
And, she's banging. And I didn't talk to her for a while, but the pussy was so good.
Sure.
And the freakiness was so hot. But she was crazy. She's one of those girls that would get a period and have to go to the hospital.
Why? What?
Because she would start yelling and have nervous breakdowns.
It made her that crazy? Holy
nervous
shit.
breakdowns. So every other one, she would have to call the hospital like the day before and go, get ready.
No way.
Yeah, fuck your mother.
I've never heard of that.
The exorcist, yeah.
I think they can put you on something.
Yeah. It was crazy. At that time, she didn't know.
Wow.
And she moved
no
to
wonder
Korea.
She was good and bad.
She moved to Korea. Broke my heart. Now I had not one of them. One was in New York and the other one was in fucking Korea. I'm in Colorado doing comedy by myself. Look at that poor bastard.
Fall asleep, please.
Yeah, he's snoring over there. I can hear him through the mic. I can hear you through the mic. You see that? And it was heartbreaking. I was heartbroken. But here's the snoozer. I'm back in New York. I'm selling cars. I'm doing 2 spots a night. And you know what? On the weekends, that little white girl, Julie, is letting me come over and eat a pussy and fool around with her. And we'd go to the village and get a slice of pizza. But she wanted nothing to do with me.
Wow.
She wanted an open relationship.
Damn.
But every week, I would connive her into getting a hotel and let me give you a stab. And we were doing okay. She invited me over on a Wednesday. I went over there with my buddy. She brought her girlfriend. They hit it off. I hit it off with her that night. Everything was going great. I went back over there that Friday, spent the night with her on Saturday. Left Sunday. That was the first time I spent 2 days with her.
Oh, wow.
I'm doing comedy. She came to my show. I ate dicks. But who cared?
You're basically dating now.
I really wanted this to work with this girl.
Yeah.
Do you know, I leave a Sunday, I give her a kiss. I was driving a limo. I get in the fucking limo, drive home. Monday, I was delivering food from 10 to 2. And then I would go home, take a shower, and deliver and drive the limo.
Wow.
I go to NBC Studios, and I pick up the daily shots. And as I'm driving, my pager goes off. It's this girl in New York. And I call her up and I go, what's going on? She goes, so, I just got a call from Kansas. The girl, she came back and she went crazy one night.
Oh, shit.
And she ratted you out.
The Asian girl.
The Asian girl called me at 3 a.m. crying.
Oh.
The guilt had gotten so bad to her that She fucking flipped out. They put her in
What?
oh my God.
Holy shit.
This is after the 3 weekends in a row of love.
Oh
with
my
me and
God.
this girl.
No.
This Korean girl dropped a bomb on me that
Holy
worked.
shit.
That
Who
one wasn't
does
a
that?
dud. She called the girl and came clean with how long our affair was.
Why would you do that?
She was really crazy.
She had to be. The
So
guilt.
now me and the girl. But here's where it gets better. That's 1993. 92. I met another girl in 95. We hook up in Michigan. She comes to Boulder. She wants to lick my asshole. That's the one that said turn over. I want to give you a rusty trombone.
It all comes back
I
around.
go, are you fucking crazy? She moves to Seattle. The pussy's so good. 3 weeks later, Uncle Joey has to move to Seattle. I've had
Shut
pussy
up.
before in my life, but I've never had stripper, dirty Michigan pussy that makes me do dirty things. And I know
Pussy's so good you moved to Seattle.
Oh yeah, I knew she had a disease. Like I knew this girl had a disease.
Oh my God.
Like today, whenever I itch, I think about her. Like I know she gave me something. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I moved to Seattle. We lived I forget, by the beach, Ico or whatever that beach is, and we lived in the U District. And one day I'm pulling in my car. I'm gonna go to the movie theater. I pull in with my car into the gas station. As I'm filling it up with gas, I turn around, and it's Paul, her ex-boyfriend, the Korean girls. The guy that left her, that moved to Seattle.
No way.
Here I am pumping
Oh
gas.
my God.
And this guy was a doorman. Like, he was a big dude.
Holy
And
shit.
he came up to me, he had tears in his eyes, and he was like, I can't believe you did that. The guilt made her end up in a fucking mental home. She barely got out of there like a month ago. Yeah, this chick was out of it.
I can't believe they were still talking. Her and him. So were they still like together when he was in Seattle?
They were still talking, kind of, sort of.
Wow.
They were trying to work things out.
You drove her to a the dick was so
No,
good.
I didn't drive
You
her.
put her in the hospital.
The fucking guilt drove her crazy, which I understood. It was a lot of guilt. They moved there together. They were fraternity sisters together.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. No. I think back now, but the funny thing is that was 1993. We never talked again.
Wow.
The Longest Yard came out, and there was this website that they had put up. It was owned by Gabriel and this guy in El Paso, LatinoComedy.com. And one day the owner goes, you know your message board's there. I knew nothing what a message board was. Look at this poor bastard, Lisa.
Yeah.
There. I knew nothing what a message board was or how to. And I went to the message board. He showed me how to go back there. And there was a message from the Korean girl. And she said, congratulations. I always knew. She goes, you were really serious about it. You knew what you wanted to do. And she goes, guess where I live? She lived in my hometown with a Cuban dude.
I thought you were gonna say like an insane asylum.
No. She lived in North Bergen with a Cuban dude. And she was very proud of me, and she had 2 kids. And it was really happy that she forgave me. You know, she didn't want to talk to me, which is cool as long as she forgave me.
Yeah.
You know what? Her and I went to see Seinfeld together. Like, as friends. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we were really friends.
But she didn't really have a reason to be mad at you. She knew you had the girlfriend.
Oh, she
right?
knew everything.
It's not like you
I remember
hid
me and her
anything.
taking my daughter to the zoo. My daughter falling asleep, and me and her pulling over and fucking her from behind at a phone booth in the dead of the winter. Like, that's how hot she was, Kate.
With your daughter asleep in
Sleeping
the
with a
car.
blanket on
Oh my God.
Kate Quigley, this chick
Holy shit.
This chick took me to a new dimension of shock. Like, I
Wow.
used to just come all over myself. Like, she'd be in the car, and I would just have cum in my jeans.
Damn.
She would always want me to rip her clothes off. We would do the first time. Me and her were really tight. Really fucking tight, man. And she was coming to my comedy shows with my friends, and she would have a few drinks.
Wow.
And like a day before that comedy show, she started talking crazy shit. Like, yeah, one of these nights I'm going to sleep over and we go watch movies. And I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work out, man. This is how it started. And we're like talking. And that Tuesday night was steak night at the Broker Inn for $15.
Yeah.
Plus you got a comedy ticket, a baked potato, a salad, and a water or something. A
Nice.
Diet Coke. And we were there. And she had a few drinks in her. And her and I had been talking about her sleeping over or something. And she came up to me at this bar. And she goes, walk me out to the car. I had an Acura Integra at the time, a brand new 93 that I could not afford. I bought it because I was getting divorced and I wanted to pick up young girls.
An Acura.
I put her in the front seat, and I'll never forget, she had like a business skirt on with simple heels on and stockings. She just opened up her legs and she told me, rip my stockings off.
Damn.
I ripped her stockings off. I ripped her skirt off. Her blouse was beautiful. It was white with those buttons. I just ripped that open. I ripped her bra open. I ate her pussy. I basically left her nude in the car till I finished doing comedy. And then we went back to my house.
Jesus.
I finished her off, and I had to give her like my clothes to go home. Her brother was staying with her. She came in with that jacket ripped to shreds, but that's what turned her on.
Sure, of course. How would that not turn her on?
She was amazing. Like, you would actually see a thing drop out of her monkey, like a little boop, and that would turn you on. You're like, oh my God, this is just amazing.
Yeah.
It was crazy, Quigley.
Damn.
Was I in love? No, I wasn't.
Love the way you asked. Was I in love?
No. I was in lust love. I had never had a woman who did that. Yes,
I've been there.
It's a big difference. Like in fact,
it's hard not to confuse it when it's that intense. You
don't know. You don't know
right.
at the time.
Your brain is like feeling this intense feeling, and it's but that kind of sex is. I've only had that with 2 people, and it was like both those guys so hard to quit, harder than anything I've ever quit.
To be honest with you, the people I fell in love with were the ones that weren't that good at sex.
Yeah, that's what people say.
Because I always felt inferior, so a woman that comes in on the 3rd date, she's like, hold on. I want to jump off your bureau and land on your dick head first. This girl's been around the block a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Jump off your bureau.
Yeah, when she comes to your house for dinner, you got to disinfect the fork. Your mom can't eat off that fork.
Like Spider-Man of pussy.
Yeah, you never know. So
we
all want a whore, but we don't want a whore.
I know.
We
Someone
all
said
want
that
a
to
whore,
me.
and we don't want, You ever sucked dick before, Kay? One time in the 8th grade, I sucked. That's it. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I puked. And really, all this time, no. Guys always understood. No, they didn't. You've been sucking dicks since the fucking Jesus came out.
That's what they want to
think.
think.
Yeah, we don't want to know nothing. We don't want to know about your old boyfriend.
Yep.
We don't know that he had a big nutsack and he would come on my face, and it was just amazing.
Who tells guys that?
A lot of fucking creepy women, man. And guys will sit through that shit.
Wow.
Like, I won't... I've had friends in Colorado. I had this chubby couple. She was beautiful, but they would talk shit in front of me that would drive me crazy. And I would tell them one day I just said, listen, you come over here, I can't listen to that shit.
No.
What are you talking about? We trust each other. I don't want to hear that shit.
Who does, though? Girls don't want to hear it either. I don't want to hear about... we all know everyone has a past. Nobody wants to hear about it. I don't want to hear about all the girls you fucked before me.
And she would giggle, and he would giggle like an asshole. And I remember one Super Bowl, her telling a story about anal, how she didn't like the guy, but she wanted to be cool or some shit, so he would only fuck her anally. And so this went on for like a year. Even her boyfriend, her brothers didn't know nothing. And he's giggling. Like, yeah, I still do this with her from time to time in the anal, and she would hit him. I'm like, these disgusting fucking people. These disgusting fucking people.
Oh, my God.
I'm lucky you cleaned up your act. The HIV is still out there. You don't want to show up with scars and coughing.
I'm super clean.
All right.
I haven't had sex this year. Only once this whole year.
Whatever.
I'm on a cleanse.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
I worry about you. I can't have you out there.
No, I really haven't.
You can take that little sativa with you. Don't take the lighter.
I'm going to take the sativa.
Take the sativa with you.
Thank you.
You can take it. Where are your dates coming up? You got any road dates?
Oh, actually, I'm here for the next 6 weeks. I'm at the Comedy Store this week if you happen to be in town Thursday and Saturday. But I'm going to Alaska in July. I'm taking Red Band. We're going to go do shows up there. And then...
what's the name of the club? Choco Charlie's?
I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. I went there last year. It was so fun.
What did you think?
I had the best time. Where'd
they put you up, in the condo?
It was a hotel.
Oh, they did.
I forget
have
the
a
name
hotel
of it.
now.
Kind of like a cool downtown.
Yeah,
hotel
they used to
in
put you up
Anchorage.
in the condo. Oh my God.
No condo.
Oh
No.
my God.
It was fun actually. I met the Harlem Globetrotters because they were in town.
They loved you.
It was so fun. I got to shoot hoops as part of their thing.
Yeah, they wanted to shoot hoops.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
They would have fucking passed you around that bus.
Thank you, Joey.
And fucking...
They're a family-friendly organization.
Yeah, sure. Until you're sucking that dick and 8 of them are hitting you in the head with their basketball dicks.
But I will say I just put up a new website with a bunch of cool merch on it, and my podcast is doing really well. Partly thanks to you. So
thanks to you, I love you to death. You
yeah.
just, I always, you inspire me when I see you out there banging it out every night.
Thank you.
You're not looking for a handout. You're not blowing guys at the comedy store. So I'm very proud of you. That's why you got my respect. So.
I love you. Thank you.
What's going on with you, Lee? What are you feeling tonight? I hear noises. I hear different. Go pee. Hurry up. What are you feeling, Lee?
I'm feeling pretty high. I'm feeling okay.
Good. See, I take care of you. You're telling me you're training. You ain't fucking training. You don't train until you're with Uncle Joey. But anyway, let me talk to you people real quick. I tried them all. But between you and I, Lyft has always been the best service. I gave Lee my Lyft code. He loves it. He had a bad experience with one of the other guys. It doesn't really matter. It's just a good company to work for. And they do a lot of great things for their drivers that I could see that they care. When you drive for the right ride-sharing app, every trip can feel like a walk in the park. With Lyft, you can pick your own hours and work when you want. Lyft can make driving the best job in the world. Lyft is the ride-sharing company that believes in treating its people better. Lyft believes that being a ride-sharing driver should be fun. If you're having a good time, so are the passengers. You're smiling, you're giggling, you got bottles of water for them, you got little mints for them. People like all this stuff. And if you're choosing the ride-sharing company to drive for, go for the company that treats you better, and that's Lyft. Only Lyft offers app tipping. When you drive for Lyft, you keep 100% of the tips. Drivers have been paid over $150 million in tips since the feature was introduced. Express Pay lets drivers get paid almost instantly instead of waiting for weeks. Lyft has taken the guesswork out of pickups. The new AMP device uses color coding to help passengers find their drivers. You can earn hundreds of dollars a week plus tips. So want to make more money? Drive more. It's never been easier to give yourself a raise. It's plain and simple. It's a simple formula. Happy drivers mean happy passengers. Maybe that's why 9 out of 10 Lyft drivers get a perfect 5-star rating. So do me a favor. You're sitting there broke. You're in between careers. You don't really know what you want to do. You still got to pay for the bills, guy. You still got to put money away for the future, and you still got to make things happen on your own. You want to start that band. You want to do this. You want to do that. Number thing you got to do is make paper. Do me a favor. Get a job. Go to Lyft.com/Joey today, and you can get a $500 driver bonus. I mean, limited time only. Terms apply. But you're just sitting there. Go do something with your life. Go justify your existence. Go to Lyft.com/Joey. Again, that's Lyft.com/Joey. Why sit there like a bump on a log when you could be making extra money, meeting people, expressing yourself, and getting fresh air? You go to the airport, you go here, you go there. Plus, you're with the best company out there. Go to Lyft.com/Joey. Right now, right? Lyft.com/Joey. Again, Lyft.com/Joey. Number 2. In fact, we're going to make sure Kate gets one of these. Bidets are back. All right, you walk around with that stinky asshole. You scratch your balls at work. You're like, why is this happening to me? Why do my fingernails stink? Why are they turning yellow? Why are the other ones clear, but these ones are turning yellow?
Sounds like the 4 questions for Passover. That's
Listen, dog, it doesn't really matter what it sounds like. The only thing you should be excited about is that bidets are back, okay? You don't got to walk around with rusty ass or non-confident about how your nutsack stinks or whatever. And you're asking me, what's a bidet, Joey? It's a portable bidet that you put onto your toilet, and after you do your little business, you put the water on, and it sprinkles your asshole clean. Plain and simple. If you get the distance, it can hit your nutsack. You can also dip your little clam in there. You can also dip your helmet in there. Listen, let's just say you can make it work. Things get bad, you can take the water and throw it in your face and wake up in the morning.
Drink out of
Go to HelloTushy.com right now. /Hit'emLee.
Charge.
Boom. And get 10% off. You get a 60-day money-back guarantee. But listen, you're going to fucking love it. Everybody's happy. I'm happy since I sit in sometimes I don't even take a shit. I walk by, I look at it, I turn the water on, and I just sit there for 8-9 minutes and let my life flash before me. That could be my last day. Let me get the party started right. Go to HelloTushy.com right now and press the code word
Church.
Boom! 10% off your order. This is money, people. Why have a stinky asshole? Ladies, you know your pussy stinks like fucking death. You get a little bar of soap, you let that little water twinkle in your monkey. Your tip-top magoo. You understand me? Mother's Day coming. You ever look at your mother and you go, what's my mother's ass smell like? Boom. Nope. Take the guesswork out. Go to HelloTushy.com right now. Press in.
Church.
Boom. 10% off Mother's Day. And I know you looked at your grandfather and said, that asshole looks like death.
Not
All he
Grandpa.
eats is fucking applesauce. He got no teeth. His asshole has the fucking allure of something that's about to get hit by a train. But it don't matter. His days are settled. HelloTushy.com right now.
Church.
Boom! 10% off. I want to give love to Lyft. I also, Lyft, what is it, Lee? Lyft.com
/Joey.
Joey. Lyft.com/Joe. I want to give them some love. Also to my main people on it. Pushing out the supplements. You understand me? Alpha Brain, money back guaranteed. Shroom Tech Sport will change your fucking life. Go to honor.com and press in.
Church.
Boom! Bam! 10% off, cocksuckers. See you guys Wednesday night. I want to thank my girl, Kate Quigley. Don't forget to follow on Twitter, Facebook from time to time. She's fucking tremendous.
Thank you.
Love
I love
you guys. Love you. Oh, my God. So she's happy.